north end zone. The Alvin High School Marine Corps Junior.
The following is a special presentation of Friendswood High School Mustang Football and MCS Sports. And now, the voice of the Mustangs, Kurt Lowe and Josh Fritz.
And welcome in to Freedom Field here in Alvin, Texas, where we have the game of, well, I'm just going to go out and say it, at least the Houston area, maybe more. The Shadow Creek Sharks, 6-0, coming in tonight's game. Friendswood Mustangs, of course, you know if you've been listening to us all year, they are coming in at 6-0 as well. Both teams 3-0 in district, looking to get that fourth spot right now. One team's ahead of both of them because they had an early game last night. Was Hightower. We'll talk about all that and more. I'm Kirk Lowe, joined as always by Coach Josh Fritz. Coach, are you as excited as I am about this one?
Kirk, it's going to be a great matchup tonight. It's a beautiful Texas night. They got a lot of fans here. It's a beautiful stadium here at Freedom Field. I've heard that they put $45 million into this and opened it up in 2018 here in Alvin ISD. It's a great facility. If you don't like this atmosphere, you just don't like high school football.
Nope, that's right. Tune us off, go watch the Astros, and if you are, come back and chat us up, let us know how they're doing, because we got a game to focus on right here. We also have our an on-field reporter tonight, and if we can go down her real quick. Maya, are you there with us right now? And we're gonna come back down to her in a second. We've got some plugs to plug in and get all that right. But right now we got some captains on the field, Coach. You see we got here, I know for Shadow Creek, they've got number 93, Ronald Triplett, number 75, Damian Jackson, and number 44, we got Warren Shankle, and number 92, Big Alec Bryant, the LSU commit. For the Friendswood Mustangs, Coach, who do we have out there?
We got number 10, Dane Roney, number 44, Ryan Helton, looked like number 6, Christian Lee, and the fourth young man he turned on me, and I couldn't see who exactly it was. It looks like it's number 5, Connor Haynes. As a matter of fact,
there we go. And Amaya, are we? Can we hear me now? And we're going to come back down to her shortly. We'll get it all straight. But again, Amaya, there's Amaya. I think Amaya, you there?
It is going great.
Excellent, excellent. We can hear you loud and clear. Is the atmosphere getting a little bit more electric now as we're getting ready for kickoff?
Perfect.
That's right.
Cold, just right.
Excellent. All right. Well, Maya, we're going to come back down to you in a little bit. Thank you so much. And you enjoyed the game. You got a lot better seat in this one than we do. Looks like Friendswood lost the toss. They will receive the football. And we are ready to get this thing underway again. This is the battle for the top spot in District 10-5A, and we are just getting ready to get this thing going.
Looks like back for the Mustangs we have number 15, Elizondo, 24, Joey Tomko, and it looks like Palit's back there. I can't get the
Well, and he
number.
did that last week, of course, so
Looks like it's going to Elizondo.
Elizondo it is. Gets it to the 3, brings it back at the 10 to 15, and we are underway here from Freedom Field as Elizondo returns that ball right to the 15-yard line. You know, Coach, this game, it's about speed. You know, tonight it's about Friendswood countering that Shadow Creek speed. Shadow Creek's defense was fixing to see just the last couple of weeks really started giving their only yardage of the season. They have come in those first few games of the season. I mean, they held a team less than a yard rushing in a ball game. I mean, that's just unheard of.
That is unheard of. They're actually averaging just over 100 yards a game allowed. You know, in Friendswood last week played Foster, and Foster was averaging 545 yards a game.
Right.
Friendswood defense played really well. Luke Gurdon played really well for Friendswood, so we'll have to see what the coaches have in the mix for tonight.
Again, Gurdon comes out throwing right off the bat. Noah Palet's out the outside, and that's going to be brought down for a 1-yard loss. We expect to see a lot of passing tonight. You'll hear from Coach Koopman at halftime. But that's one thing he's going to do. He says the running game is going to be tough inside. You know, the defensive line for Shadow Creek is one of their strengths. They've got strengths all over the board, You know, who am I kidding? But at the end of the day, we got to try. They're going to try to get the ball to Palets and the running backs on the outside a little bit, give them some room to run. So we do expect a pass-heavy offense from the Mustangs this evening. It is now 2nd down and 11. Again, just underway. Friendswood moving left to right on your computer screen. Handoff, Palets left side. Now it's going to be a keeper. Gurdon is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Now going to be a 3rd and 11. Friendswood in their black pants, white tops, black helmets. Shadow Creek in their black and teal, all black look with a little silver helmet. Looking sharp here at Freedom Field. Again, if you've never had a chance to see this facility, Google Freedom Field when you have a chance. It is phenomenal. It is now 3rd and 11 for the Mustangs. Again, just underway here. 10:54 left here in the first. Friendswood, 3rd and long. We'll change the personnel. A few more receivers now as Gurdon's going to be all alone in the backfield. Empty set. Trips receivers to the left side. Twin receivers to the right. Gurdon drops back. Good pressure. About a man across the middle. Caught. First down to the 36-yard line.
That's caught by Christian Lee, number
Yes.
6. You know, last week was his first game back, was his first game after his leg injury. I think the coaches tried to intentionally get him involved in the game, doing the same thing here. Nice little gut route up the middle. Gurdon takes the time, got good protection by the O-line, able to throw it right down the middle for a first down.
Absolutely. Again, if you just joined us last week, that was Christian Lee's, like Coach said, first game back, and they used him more and more as the game went on. We expect to see him a lot tonight. Empty backfield again. Gurdon, quick out. Oh, that was going to be a quick hit. Try to go to Palets. Incomplete. Look at number 26 for Shadow Creek, Jalen Lane, right there in his face. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 now for the Mustangs. Balls on their own 36-yard line. Again, Friendswood moving left to right on your computer screen. Tony Ford, thanks for listening. As always, you're always there with us, and we sure appreciate that. Noah Palets, left side, brought down quickly that time. Nowhere to run. Looked like number 21, George Jones. Got him first. Again, that front 3 of Shadow Creek with Bryant and Triplett, that is a formidable, size guys. There's 6'4", 6'3", 240, 245, so got some quickness. Bryant's already committed to LSU. He'll be playing that SEC next year right now. He's facing Friendswood. 3rd down and 10. Gurdon rolls out to he's just being pressured. He's going to go for a 1-yard loss. Nowhere to go for Luke Gurdon on that. Great coverage in that secondary by Shadow Creek. And Friendswood will be in their first punting situation here this evening. Really, it's 4th and 12 for the Mustangs, kicking the ball from their own 33-yard line.
And, Kirk, if you look at last week's game, Friendswood did a lot of things great. One thing they need to work on is 3rd down efficiency.
Yes.
They were 1 for 10 last week on 3rd down, and that typically does not bode well for a good game for the Mustangs.
Well, last week, if y'all listened, of course, the offense-defense game was pretty evenly matched. It ended up being a special teams battle, and of course, Friendswood came away with that win over Foster. Big special teams help. This game is going to be the same way. The punt was hit and caught at the 30, dropped.
Number 2.
Like Randy Masters, yes, and he got his own pickup, and so Shadow Creek will have their first drive of this ball game starting on their own 29-yard line. There is, however, a flag on the field. Let the officials sort this out and see what they're going to call here. Again, just underway here in the first quarter. 9:02 left here in the first.
I'm not sure what that was.
Well, Still waiting on the, well, now Shadow Creek coach is coming. It's against the Sharks. And they're going to back this thing up all the way inside the 20 to the 15-yard line goes Shadow Creek. So Shadow Creek will now start their first drive of this ball game on their own 15-yard line. Shadow Creek led out by quarterback. There's their call. Unnecessary roughness. Kyron Drones is the quarterback for the Sharks. Again, they're a very balanced offense. You know, we kind of ran through some stats here earlier. They come in almost really maybe 55-45 run versus pass. They are a very balanced team. Come in with 1,256 yards passing, 1,150 on the ground. In there at tailback right now for the Sharks, number 20. Well, let's see what we're going to have here. That's up the middle. It's going to be about a 6-yard gain. Ooh, I thought the ball almost came loose, but it did not. Shadow Creek retains it. Looks like Shadow Creek's running back for this game started out as Javion Bell. It's going to be hard not to say Le'Veon Bell.
It is, and you mentioned their balanced attack. Drones, their quarterback this year, Kirk, has 70 completions for almost 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns. He's also rushed the ball 41 times, 268 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
There you go. Bell on the outside, got some room, 30, 35, running out of bounds, about the 34-yard line of Shadow Creek. That's going to be enough for a first down for the Sharks. It's a quick first down, quick 2 plays, 2 runs. Again, that balance, that's going to keep Friendswood on their toes. One thing you can do is nice to have a team that has that balance, keeps that defense a little bit more on their toes. Friendswood comes out in that 3-4 set, got that 4th linebacker, Nick Aboud, in there right now. Fake to Bell, drones over the top. That ball is going to be incomplete over the head of the intended receiver. That Randy Masters was the intended receiver. Drones throw that on the run, about a 30-yard strike right there, just a little high.
Yeah, great coverage again by number 5, Connor Haynes, who was on him, didn't draw the flag, did a great job of trying to drape in him. And Connor's had a great year. We mentioned that this week, really every week, how great Connor's had. He's played well. They say he's, quote, undersized, but he plays with heart, always hustles. Good kid right there. And we'll see if he can keep those receivers in check.
Yeah, absolutely. He matches up always with some of with the top receivers in the district.
Absolutely.
Every week.
He takes a challenge and right in the face.
Twin formation to both sides, a little double stack. Drones going up top. That ball is overthrown. Looked like he was looking for, let's see what we got on that, Coach. That's 17.
Number 19.
That's number 19. C.J. Gidry on that one. Again, he's got a lot of weapons. We haven't seen him throw to Seth Jones. Jones, one of his main targets. That's going to bring up now a 3rd and 10 for the Sharks. 8:16 left here in the first quarter. Again, just underway. Shadow Creek moving right to left on your computer screen. Thank you all for listening tonight. We had a great crowd last night. Thank you all for, last week. Enjoyed chat with everyone and keep you informed. And, of course, it was a great Friendswood victory. We're looking forward to another good one tonight. Looks like Brown's going to go in motion from that tailback set. Drones in the backfield all alone. Drones airs it out. That ball's caught for a first down. See if he can get some more. He's going to be hit and dropped. That's C.J. Gidry getting enough for a first down. Gidry just kind of settles in there in the middle of the field. Friendswood just kind of blanketed him but gave him enough room. That's enough for a first down now.
It looks like Jackson Stevens on the initial hit, and him and Danioni takes him down there, but it's too late. It's already a first down for Shadow Creek.
1st and 10, balls down Friendswood territory on the Mustang 45. Handoff, Brown. No, Jones around the left side. Nice fake that time. Jones and the keeper. Going to be enough for a Shadow Creek first down. Again, Drones, what a multi-talent he is. He can do it all, feet and with the passing game. 1st and 10 for the Sharks. Balls on the Friendswood 34-yard line. Shadow Creek putting a little pressure on his Friendswood defense early. Friendswood defense has been there, the strength of this team throughout this season. Right now they're being tested. Man in motion, Shadow Creek. Handoff of the middle, got some room, 30, 25, 20. That's a touchdown for the Sharks. Kelvin Brown. Nice little misdirection that time from Shadow Creek.
I was going to say, that was a great little reach play, misdirection. Everybody flowing to the right. They cut it back to the left. I think it caught us off guard. And the speed of number 3 just runs through there, and we can't catch him. Touchdown for Shadow Creek.
6-0 Shadow Creek, 7:23 left here in the first quarter, and Shadow Creek just had their way with that Friendswood defense on that drive. Had 1 third down, everything else was about the second, got the first, and then off they go to the races. This goes without saying. Shadow Creek, of course, comes in at number 2 in the state of Texas. It's where they ended up last year as well. Oh, that ball is tipped, and it is no good. And again, Coach, we're going to go back to special teams. Let's look real quick. Last week, 2 extra points missed, 1 blocked, 1 missed. Foster down 2, going for a last-second field goal to win the ball game, only because they were down 2.
Right.
And, of course, the field goal was missed. And so special teams, and another big special teams play, of course, was the first touchdown of Friendswood set up for that block punt last week.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And the special teams is one of the areas that it seems like it gets ignored, even in high school football. It cannot be ignored. So many things can happen on the special team side. This game may come down to that, where there's a punt return or a pick six or a fumble recovery, something like that may swing the tide one team or the other.
Absolutely. So it's now, again, the score will be left at 6-0. Shadow Creek, again, coming into tonight's game, Shadow Creek coming in at number 2 in the state of Texas. Friendswood currently sitting at 16 after that win last week versus Foster. That dropped Foster down to 18. You have Angleton in at 23 and Hightower's in at 25 right now in the current state poll. Again, just a reminder, Hightower won last night 33-7 over Ball. They're already sitting at 4-0. They will be tied for first place with one of these 2 teams after this ball game tonight. Friends will receive their second kickoff of the night. This one is going to hit and go out of bounds for the penalty from Shadow Creek, aiming for Elizondo again.
And those are the type of plays that drive coaches crazy. I've never heard a coach say kick it out of bounds. Maybe through the end zone, but never just kick it out of bounds.
Well, definitely picking on Elizondo. I mean, they've gone to his side now twice.
Right.
That one's a little far out. Yeah, just join us. Beautiful night here. Maya, how's that weather down there? I know you've got a little bit better view than we do. How's it looking out there? And it's just a beautiful night. Amaya is just enjoying the weather, and we're going to come back to her. Oh, there's Amaya. Hey, we hear you now? Well, Amaya. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're having a little bit of breakup on that. Okay, can you hear me still good now? Oh, we're going to have a pass. We're going to come back to I tell you what, Amaya, we're going to come back to you in a second. I like when your mic's on because I can hear the crowd right there. And you can tell that was a great play by Friendswood. Mike, can you hear me okay right now?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what, the crowd got into it on that play as Gurdon had a nice strike that time. How's it feeling down there right now?
Everyone is excited.
Well, that's great, Amai. We'll come back to you in a little bit. Thank you so much for that report. 2nd down and 10 now for the Mustangs as Palets took that one up the gut. And, again, as Coach Koopman told us before the game, it's going to be tough sledding up there in the middle of the field.
There's not much going to happen up front. You got those bookends at 6'4", 240 senior. Alec Bryant, number 92, like you said, LSU commit, going D1. Other side, 6'2", 230 senior, Ronald Triplett. And then the nose guard, a 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore, Devontae Johnson. It's going to be tough sledding for the Friendswood Mustangs.
Absolutely. Gurdon back to pass. Got to strike Christian Lee. That's going to be good enough for a first down plus. Give him about 16 on that reception. Gets it down to Shadow Creek's 34-yard line.
Pure timing route right there. Look like a sit-down route for the receiver. Went out, sat down right for the DB. He had to snag it. Great pass by Gurdon. We've seen Gurdon do some touch passes and some rockets. He's got good velocity on each one of those. He's maybe checking his second and third receiver. He's not going to the first guy that he sees. He's checking down. Sometimes, like last play, he went to the flats, over to the running back. So Gurdon's done a good job. And he's going to need that again as Coach Koopman's just on a ballpark number, throwing out at least 50 passes tonight. Payless run right side, got some room, cuts it back up the middle. It's going to be about about almost to the first down. Might have got just to the sticks. And I know the average fan probably doesn't notice this, but 54, Joey Leeper, a 6'1", 250-pound junior, just led the Mustangs on that, went second level, hit that linebacker, sprung that play. What a great block by that young man. I know those guys on the front end on both sides of the ball do not get enough credit where credit is due.
No, absolutely. Well, we got a penalty, though, on this play. That's going to be offsides against the Sharks. They will decline that, and Payless does get enough for the first down. And you're right, Coach, on Leeper. That's the kind of play when a running back just go back in the huddle, pat that big boy on the back, say, thank you, Mr. Hogg. Appreciate your appreciate your help. Let's get back in the huddle and do this thing again.
Oh, yeah, cheeseburger after the game.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. Ball's in the Shadow Creek 24-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Gurdon pressured, rolled around the right side. He's going to throw that thing out of bounds. Rightfully so. There was double coverage on 2, and everyone else was single coverage, and they were tight right there. Gurdon did the smart play. That's the benefit of having a junior who's been playing since he was a freshman, is doesn't really try to force a lot, Coach. He knows when to get rid of that thing, and that was the right time to do it.
Absolutely. And, last week, actually, Luke led us in rushing. He had 4 rushes for 55 yards, had one 22-yard, which was a third down. I think that was the third down conversion he got. So Luke's done a good job of getting out of pressure. The problem here is the speed of the defense.
Yes.
Is going to be a different factor than even last week.
5:52 left here in the first quarter. Friendswood down 6-0 right now after the blocked extra point. Gurdon back to pass. Friendswood driving. Oh, Gurdon, no, he avoids the sack, rolling to his right. That ball is incomplete.
Almost picked off.
Sure
Almost
was.
Picked off by number 26, Jalen Lane. It looked like it went in his hands, almost fell to the Mustangs' hands, and then we rolled it and it went out of bounds.
Right. So Gurdon got away with one right there. Gurdon, great job, though, of avoiding the sack. I mean, he had one going down, and he avoids it. So 5:44 left here in the first. 3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball's on the Shadow Creek 24-yard line. Friendswood does not want to come away from this thing empty-handed.
Yeah, you just can't have too many drives end up in 0 points. You got to get something on the board, even if it is a field goal.
Absolutely. So it's, again, 3rd and 10. Tomko in there right now. Now Tomko rolls out to his right. Gurdon, quick pass to Tomko. A little high, but he brings it in. That's going to be enough. Nah, we're going to give him. I mean, they're not going to give him much right there.
They're not. Looks like we are bringing out the field goal
Maybe
unit.
about a yard gain on that. It will be a field goal, and this is going to be a pretty good shot right here. It'll be a 40-yard attempt for Sweeney.
We'll see what he can do here.
Friendswood will set up on the right hash. Palis in there to do the hold. Again, he is right on that right hash, right at the 30-yard line. 40-yard attempt. Not a huge breeze of the night like we saw last week. Ball is down. Kick is up. It's high enough. Does it have the distance? It is no good. That ball is just not. Tough one for Sweeney. That's a tough kick right there. Just didn't quite have it on that. So Friendswood does come up empty. Nice drive. Some good pauses right there. Unfortunately for Friendswood, though, the drive dies and stalls out on the Shadow Creek 23-yard line. So Shadow Creek will get their second possession of the game. First one was successful, minus the extra point.
Just going to be getting Gurdon some time to survey the field. If his first check down is not open, he's going to have a little more time to maybe go to second or third look.
Drones leads the team out here. Offset back to the right side. Handoff to the right side, still on his feet. Give me about a 4-yard gain is Javion Bell. Little personnel change right now for Shadow Creek. Again, 4:37 left here in the first quarter. 6-0 Shadow Creek. Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver to the strong right side. Bell handoff around that right side. He's going to be brought down, but it's going to be enough for a first down. Coach, who got him on that one? Can you see?
20 looks like Luke
That
Sanchez.
was Luke Sanchez, sure was.
You know, it looked like to me that Roney's even up on the lineup. We'd rushed for that time, and he just so quick around on the outside, we just couldn't catch up to him.
Well, and again, the speed on both sides of the ball is there, and if you got your safeties lead the team in tackles tonight, Coach, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
Not a good sign at all. 4:12 left here in the first quarter. Twin receivers left side, Drones. Fakes the handoff, strikes across the middle. That's caught. Still on his feet, 40. There he goes, 30, 20. One man to beat, and does. Touchdown for the Sharks. That was number 19, C.J. Guidry, the junior speedster. And just caught a little slant route, Coach. Had one man to beat him, and then it was just off to the races. And the reality for tonight for Friendswood, if there's too many off to the races, we're playing catch-up on those.
Absolutely, and that's Guidry's third touchdown of the year. He's got 6 receptions for 182 yards. He'll add to that total here tonight. You know, and it looks like we had a man out there. We just can't make the bump tackle. It's going to have to be wrap him up, grab his feet, slow him down, get some other guys to come help, because this team is definitely full of speed.
No doubt about it. You're exactly. I'm glad you said that about that bump. It was just kind of trying to knock him off his path. You got to do more than that. You got to have two hands to wrap right there. This extra point is up and is good. So the score right now is Shadow Creek 13 and Friendswood 0. Amaya, if you can hear me right now, how did you? I mean, you had a good spot down there to see on that how that speed translates down there, because we're seeing it up here. It looks pretty fast right for us. What are you seeing down there?
Yes, they are like passing right before my eyes. You can definitely tell they have worked.
Sure. Well, yeah, it's just going to be a matter of Friendswood's going to have to stop them before they get out in that open field, because if the open field was there for Shadow Creek, you don't want to be in a track meet tonight, Coach. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a track meet with these guys.
And that's really not our game. It really never has been Friendswood's game. Our game is going to be playing smart, playing within ourselves.
Sure.
We got to hit the small out flats, chunks at a time, and that's what it's going to take for us to be successful tonight. What we need to is not get down early. We need to make sure mentally we stay sharp.
Sure.
Just keep running our game. I'm sure the coaches have told the boys that all week, and we just got to stay in it. Stay in it. So.
Well, thank you, Maya, for that report. Again, score is 13-0 here. Shadow Creek on top of Friendswood. Still first quarter, 3:59 left here in the first. There is one more game going on tonight. I'm not talking about the Astros, though I am, and it's not looking good right now for the Stros. They're down 4-1. The other game in our district tonight is a big one as well. Foster is at Angleton. Foster's on top of Angleton right now, 7-0. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Again, the other two games were played last night. Elizondo is going to fair catch that ball, and does, as that ball was fair caught at the 2. Bring it back out now. So Friendswood get their third drive of this game. Again, Friendswood's best drive was the last one. Marched down the field well, got it to the 20, about 23-yard line, and that thing stalled out. And then Sweeney's field goal was off, and they came away with nothing. And again, Coach, in a game like this, you're going to have to always come away with something. I mean, you're going to, we've seen 2 possessions for Shadow Creek. We've got 2 scores right now. And if that's the way this thing's going to go, Friendswood's offense is going to have to pick up the pace.
It's going to be a long night. Gurdon actually leads the league in completion percentage, and he hasn't thrown a ton of deep balls, but he's got those intermediate routes. We need to get some of those 5, 10 yards at a time, chunks at a time.
Trips formation to the left side, handoff up the middle to Palitz. It's going to be brought down, give him about a 1-yard gain on that play for Noah Palitz.
Taking down number 11, Jeremiah Harris.
Again, we got a team like Shadow Creek, Coach. Of course, last year, first varsity season, they go all the way to state and have a good showing that they come up short. The confidence level for a team like that is tremendous.
Well, especially when you've got 4 guys on the team who are already committed to going
Yes.
to D1. They didn't really lose much last year.
No, they did not. Gurdon pressured. Complete, though. Pass out to Christian Lee. He is knocked out of bounds right at the 31-yard line.
Again, chunks at a time. We'll take 3 to 4 yards.
Absolutely.
Chunks at a time. Survey the field. Now it's going to be a third and a long 5.
Third and manageable, though.
But third and manageable for sure. We just got to make sure we do better than the 1 for 10 we did last week.
3:20 left here in the first quarter. Third down, and they're going to say it's on the 31, so third down and 4 now for your Mustangs. Twins receiver to both sides. Palitz offset to Gurdon's left side. Palitz squirts out. Palitz open. Oh, he's got some room. 35, 40, 45. Run out of bounds right at midfield. Nice play. And again, that's Friendswood's. That's their bread and butter on the offense. You squirt that tailback out, get him out there in the flats with the hands of Palitz, and now Tomko comes in and give him a breather. I was surprised there's nobody out there for Shadow Creek on that one at all.
And that's what we're talking about. Just chunks at a time, out there giving a little 5 yards, 7-yard pitch, and then he ends up going in next, makes an extra. Put it in the hands of our skill players at this point. So that's what we're looking at here.
3:13 left here in the first. Friendswood just on their side of the 50. First and 10, though, for the Mustangs. Got a little wheel route out of the backfield. Tomko overthrown. However, there was a penalty right in the area where Tomko was trying to catch. You got to think we're going to have at least either a –
I got held up there, didn't I?
I don't know if they call hold or PI, but, of course, we got one coach down there saying, look, that's overthrown. No way he had a chance at that ball. That ball was lit. He was. If he caught that ball, Coach, he might have been out of bounds to begin with.
Anyway. We'll see if the looks like they're confirmed about it right now. The ref, I'm sorry, the coach is still sitting there with his hands in the air, a little confused on that.
Sure.
On that call.
The referees are huddling up for a long time, so I don't think that plays in Friendswood's favor right here.
Yeah, usually it's not. When they're thinking about it, they're probably going to end up changing it.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned drones there for Shadow Creek. You know, in addition to being the second-ranked passer, because we played Stubblefield last week, of course, at Foster. He's got 1,100 yards, or almost 1,200 yards, we mentioned. He's also the 11th rusher in the league.
Yeah.
So he's second in passing. He's the 11th rusher as the quarterback.
Right.
So he's definitely a dual threat here.
No doubt.
That we have to contend with, because right now he's passed for a couple touchdowns. You got to make sure he doesn't run for a couple too.
So Friendswood, that is going to be a hold against Shadow Creek. Friendswood will take advantage of that, and they'll move the ball up right outside the Shadow Creek 40-yard line. So Friendswood putting together another strong drive here. Last time, again, the drive stalled out at the 23. See if this one can continue. Getting Friendswood down 13-0 right now to Shadow Creek. 3:08 left here in the first. Quick pass out. That ball is going to be caught. That is going to be John McCabe. That's his first target of the night, I believe. Nice little route for McCabe. Just a little quick out. About a 7-yard gain for John McCabe. Well, I tell you what, he had a great game last week.
He did. He had that, about a 62-yard scamper, a little slant route. Hit him quick. Almost looked like the play that Shadow Creek just scored on against us.
Yeah, exactly.
No safety was home. It was a zero coverage. Looked like they were in man, cover zero. He ended up scampering all the way down for the 6.
Single receiver to the left side, trips to the right. Lee trying to get open. There is a flag, and that ball is incomplete. It's overthrown. Got to feel like that's going to be a hold.
It is going to be a hold. The D-line is getting pressure on the offensive line of Friendswood.
Looked like McHenry back there just doing all he could. And it is a hold on McHenry. He was just, again, doing everything he could.
Well, in this first quarter, I'm afraid that the D-line, Friendswood has not faced a D-line like this.
Yeah.
So they're getting used to it at going on the 7th game of the season, really seeing a tough D-line they're having to deal with, and it's going to take its toll.
You know, and Coach Cooper and I talked about this today, Coach, is that you can talk about it, you can see it on film all you want, but until you play against it, you can't replicate that in practice. Same thing as speed.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you can say, they're going to be faster than our guy right here, but until you see it, your angles are totally different.
Absolutely. And, if you don't have a guy that fast, like I said, you can't replicate that. And if you did, you wouldn't want him running in practice all the time and us tackle on our own guy and get him hurt.
You can go rent a few jackrabbits, put them out there and say, go chase that thing. That's kind of what we look at right now so far, down 13-0. Ball is spotted now on the Shadow Creek 43-yard line. Gurdon back to pass. Got an underneath route. It's going to be caught, 40, 35, run out of bounds. That's going to be Kovacevic there on the reception. Gets a lot of that yardage back from that hole.
And, as we talk about it, as the D-line gets that pressure and scoots our O-line back, maybe those quick underneath routes, especially to Kelly, because he's a big target, just like Kovacevic is, maybe those underneath quick routes might be something Friendswood can expose. We'll see.
Yeah, you're right. You don't have to hold them all day. You just got to give enough time to get those guys 2 or 3 yards off the ball and then hit it quick.
Yeah, quick routes, quick outs, quick ins, quick outs, things like that. We got big targets out there. We'll see if we can expose that here.
Got a doubles formation for the Mustangs. Payless in the backfield, stays the block. Quick out. Oh, my goodness. That was pick 6, and it was dropped. My goodness, that was C.J. Brown. There was nowhere but turf and end zone for that young man. I don't know if his eyes just got too big right there or not. He just flat dropped that pass, and it was right in his mitts.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, just, the second or third read Gurdon's been able to go to. Then we come out and talk about the quick pitch and the quick pass. Well, that's an indication that he's got to go the first receiver.
Yes.
He didn't have time to survey the field and look around. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. We'll see what we can work for us here as we go fourth. And looks like we're going for it here, Kirk, on 4th down.
It is 4th and short. Friendswood's going to call a timeout here. 4th down, and it's a solid 3 yards here on this. And, Friendswood down 13-0. Ball is on that kind of that no man's land area, Coach, right here on the 34.
Yeah, it's
a 51-yard field goal. You're not kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
Do you want to punt the ball back to him, give their offense a chance to score again? Nah, I like the call right here. Let's see what you can do.
And if you kick it in the end zone, they get it at the 25.
They get the 25,
so you're getting basically
right.
net. So this is 4-down territory.
Right. No doubt about it.
You're kind of too far for a high school kid. You ask him to hit a 51-yarder.
Yeah.
So,
no kidding out.
It's a 4-down territory. I think it's the right call here. If they can get him to jump, if they're going to try to freeze play, we don't know. Are they going to bring in the jumbo? We're not sure, but We'll see what Coach Koopman and the OC has up their sleeve.
Thank y'all for listening again. Because we already mentioned Tony Ford listening, Donna Nelson. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. You guys are there with us every week. We sure appreciate you listening. 2:45 left here in the first quarter. Some of y'all out there, I see a lot of people listening. Feel free to chat us up and let us know your thoughts, and we'll let you know our thoughts from this one. Here we go. Garden back to pass, 4th and 3. That ball is going to be short. He throws it underneath route to McCabe. Might have got a yard gain. That's it. Needed 3.
Well, they ran a double cross. They had the tight end come across, McCabe come across, a little double cross, hoping maybe to pick one of the guys out without being an illegal pick, of course. And we as the receivers, we have to know where the line is. We got to know where the mark is. We've got to go out far enough so we can make that play.
So it will now be Shadow Creek's ball as Friendswood's drive again stalls on a 4th down. Second time in a row, missed field goal the last time. This time 4th and 3, goes for 1. So for Shadow Creek, their 3rd possession, good field position for the Sharks. Ball is on their own 33-yard line. Trips receivers on the left side. Single receiver up top. Drones barks it out. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be Kelvin Brown. That ball that came out there, but Brown recovers his own fumble, I believe. I think Brown did come back with that.
Yeah, Jackson Stephen got in there trying to sweep that ball out a little bit. It looked like it came out, but probably just bounced right back to him.
So it is now a 2nd down and 7 as they do pick up 3 on. Brown picks up 3 on that one. It is going to be trips again formation. This is what they've been coming out in all day. Drones again. You got to watch his feet. Got to watch his arm. He's passing out. Got a man across the middle. No one was there.
There's a flag.
That's Middleton. He is not going to get caught. There is a flag on the field. I don't know if it was a pick, maybe a pick play right there. I don't know. He couldn't have not been more open right there.
But the flag, though, wasn't even on that same side of the
field.
No,
it was not.
Down here on the south side.
So a touchdown was signaled. Let's see if we can sort this thing out.
By the way, that kid's fast.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
So they're counting. The Shadow Creek coaches are saying go for 1, so that obviously counts.
So holding against the Mustangs, that will be, of course, declined, and that touchdown by Middleton is good. Because if there's no pick, then it's just pure miscommunication right there.
Yeah, then once he touches it, it's just speed.
19-0, extra point pending from the left-footed kicker of the Sharks. 1:59 left here in the first quarter. Kick is up. Kick is good, and the score is now 20 for Shadow Creek, 0 for the Mustangs. Amaya, I know you're down there, and right now we've got kind of a quiet Friendswood side. Would you agree? Yeah, it's a tough it's tough right now for Friendswood. I mean, and the crowd. I mean, they came a long way to see their boys play, but right now it is just tough against this number 2 team in the state, and you just can't make a lot of mistakes. And right now, Shadow Creek's making Friendswood pay for all of them. I see you down there. You by the cheerleaders. I know they're working hard to get the crowd into it. Are they not?
The still. Like our for this, despite going on.
Well, and hey, listen, we appreciate your input down there, and we will come back. And on our, we got a little break up right there. We're going to keep coming back to you. Appreciate your input tonight from this ball game. Again, Friendswood down 20-0. Shadow Creek on top. 1:59 left here in the first.
3 deep back for Friendswood here on the kickoff. What we need right here is we need some good starting field position. We need to get up here past the 25-30, maybe 35, to give a little confidence to the boys as we start off this, ending up this first quarter. Oh. Pettis gets hit. His helmet pops off. Flags come flying.
Yeah, there are a few flags out there, as you just heard the public address announcer say. We have, well, they're still sorting out the penalty, and still sorting out. 1:54 left here in the first quarter. While they're out there, Coach Cooper's going to take that opportunity to say something to the official. Not sure what he's, well, see how they're still sorting this thing out. Look, we have another Fritz siding on the MCS Sports. Hope he's not driving while he's typing.
Yeah, our long-distance listener, my older brother, Jason Fritz, giving us a shout-out saying, come on, boys, play smart, hang tough, y'all can do this. So great advice by my brother, who was a former high school wrestler.
Excellent.
Actually made to the third round of the state wrestle, what is that? Wrestle off? What is that?
That's Josh Fritz on the mic.
Sorry about that. I'm sure he'll correct me.
Wrestling mat, the tournament.
The wrestling tournament. I didn't wrestle. I'm sorry. Anyway, he did really, really well. Put it that way. Ended up being 14-3 as a senior, wrestling at 145. They're at Carnes High School back in Knoxville, Tennessee. So proud of my older brother on that.
Absolutely.
Note. Shout out to him.
Well, right now on the field, we have 154 left. 154 left here in the first quarter. 20-0 Shadow Creek, and these officials are still talking to Coach Koopman right now. Coach Fritz, I'm not real sure what the convo is, but they're in a long conversation with him. The Friendswood players are ready to go. Shadow Creek's on the field.
They're probably talking about if they're going to throw the kid out or not.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a late hit with the helmet-to-helmet. Palitz's helmet actually comes off. So that's maybe what they're discussing. Otherwise, if it's just a basic personal foul, it's 15 yards to the spot and moving on. But they may be talking about that.
Here we go. We're just to get the call here, and we should be able to hear this over our speaker here for Freedom Field. Well, nope, now the officials are going back to Coach Koopman to reconvene. Well, I have a quick minute here. We're going to give you a quick update on the other score. Well, hold on one second. We can come back.
We have offsetting fouls on the play. We're going to have a block in the back on the receiving team. We're going to have targeting on the kicking team. By rule, players ejected.
Yep, I was right.
Targeting, ejection. We did have a hold on the Mustangs, but the ejection has been called. Coach, did you see a number? I don't see a number, but we'll.
I did not see the number on that.
Looks like number 20. Looks like DeJuan Lewis is the one who's getting consoled right now. So I'm going to say Mr. Lewis is probably the one who's
it is. Yes, sir.
Going to be ejected.
Number 20.
Shadow Creek's coach is still in conversation with the head official right there. While they are talking, I will update you. It's Foster 7, Angleton 7 right now, second quarter in Angleton this evening. Well, that took a long time to shake out. But, again, when you got a targeting call, you want to make sure you get that right because you're throwing a young man out of a ball game. And, again, they don't take that lightly.
Yeah, the biggest game of the year for both teams up to this point in the season. So they're wanting to make sure they get it right, which I thought that's what they're doing. When they take that long to sort it out, and they're going to re-kick it, looks like.
So we have Tomko in at kind of in the middle. We have Wade and we have Elizondo in there to return this kick. Friendswood's on the field. Shadow Creek not. Shadow Creek still being coached up right now.
Back deep for the Mustangs, number 15, Patrick Elizondo, number 16, Bryant Wade.
Well, I'm going to make sure we get this right, Coach.
Not number 20.
No, it's not.
He is on the field.
So, I
don't know who it was.
Well, he's an unhappy camper, whatever. So, regardless, and for DeJuan Lewis, we'll apologize on that. I said we're not sure who, and we're just going to leave it at that right now. But someone was definitely ejected from this ball game. Shadow Creek again up 20-0. 1:54 left here in the first quarter. And we'll do this over again like it never happened, Coach.
Can we start the game over again?
I think there's a few coaches on the Friendswood sideline that would love that. And now we're still not ready.
All right, here comes all the officials, the referees, the back judge, the side judge. They're all going to get in. The head official's going to get in here. And they are. Okay, they are making him. They are kicking him out. Yep, he tried to come back in. They said, no, sir, not today.
So DeJuan Lewis will come back out of the ball game, and maybe we were right. You know, it's hard to.
Well, they didn't say his number. We're just kind of looking. And now the Shadow Creek coaches are now arguing with the side judge.
They got number 22, Jaden Scott, now going in for Lewis. They got it sorted out. So, yeah, the officials. So if he was released from his duties tonight, one official was on the ball and said, wait, you were just thrown out of the ball game. And now they do have a coach walking him out. So now, are we ready?
I guess so. Here, 154 in the first quarter. Down 20-0. I think we're ready.
And we are. We're going to tee this thing up again, back to where we started. Ball's in the 40, teed up, ready to go for Friendswood, Coach. This is
looks like Bryant Wade.
This is critical time right here for the Mustangs.
Oh, absolutely. We almost. This is almost. We have to have a score. This is probably one of the biggest series. Probably this is the biggest series in the game, obviously. But 2 minutes to go in this first. We got to have a score here. Something positive to work on.
Elizondo goes biggest to the 5, 10, 15. He's dropped at the 22-yard line. Is where Friendswood will start this drive. Again, Coach, Friendswood's had they've put together a few nice drives. They've just kind of petered out there right inside, right on the 30-yard line.
They just kind of sputtered out there at the end. You're right. We get down to the 30, and then we just can't quite get in the hometown bank of Friendswood red zone.
Yes.
We just can't get in there. And once we get in there, that one time we did, we missed the field goal.
Right.
It's a sharp angle, kind of a tough field goal to make, but we just got to build on some positives here. Again, I've said it all night, just one bite at a time. We don't need to try to get it all. Well, it'd be great if we got all at one play, but that's really not Friendswood's game.
Tomko in at tailback right now for the Mustangs. Squirts out in the flats. Garden passes, caught. This one-handed catch. They're going to say he caught it. Beautiful catch that time by Cooksey.
What a catch.
I mean, he's on his back. OBJ's out there with a right.
Man, what a catch.
Whatever kind of gloves he has, you can buy stock in that company.
That was a nice catch there.
Absolutely. Great job by that young man. 2nd down and 1 now for the Mustangs. Ball is spotted on the 32-yard line of Friendswood on this critical drive, 1:15 and ticking here in the first quarter. Garden pressured. Rolls out to his left. Got a man crying. Oh, he's caught. 50, 45,
Cooksey,
40. He's going to go 30, 20, 10. He will get in the end zone. Yes. He is caught and tripped up, but falls in the end zone just in time. My goodness. Cooksey back-to-back great plays. However, there is a flag back on the 24-yard line, and I think this was coming back. Oh, my goodness.
They're calling a hold. It looks like they're calling it on
my goodness.
our O-line. Yep, they sure did.
Cooksey broke out of one. Look, they had part of maybe his T-shirt underneath or something there.
They had some of that
pulled that thing down. Maybe his towel is still sitting on the field right now. Here comes the call. No, I don't want to hear this call. It is a hold against the Mustangs, and all of that is for naught. Back-to-back big plays from Cooksey. Goes for naught as Friendswood now is going to, and the hold was deep. We'll see where they're going to spot this ball. That is a tough break right there for the Friendswood Mustangs. They will spot this ball now on their own 22-yard line. So back on the 22, going from 6 on the board to a 2nd down and 11 now for the Friendswood. Tough indeed. Twin formation to the right side, single receiver to the left. Garden rolls to the right. Got a man that is bobbled, and
they're going to say,
well, I'm not.
Oh, they're going to call it.
Say it was caught. John McKay, beautiful grab right there, right at the 30-yard line. Shadow Creek right on their bench, and they were unhappy with that call. But regardless, it is now a 3rd down and 3 Ball is spotted on the Friendswood Mustang 30-yard line. Again, Friendswood moving left to right on your computer screen.
And, we mentioned getting those one plays a little bit at a time. That really was about a 7 and out that he caught, and then he was able to break that one tackle, which turned it into a big play. So the thought there was get something short, get some yardage, and he broke that one. So hopefully Friendswood can do that again here and get a big play out of it.
Trips formation, left side, Gurdon, back to pass, quick strike, caught, Lee. He's at the 40, still on his feet, brought down to the 42. Nice grab by that young man. Yeah, and he lets you know it's a first down. Absolutely was. They're going to spot that ball on the Mustang 42-yard line. No penalties on that play. So we scan the field. 40 seconds and counting left here in the first quarter. Looks like Jared Veach coming in now for Tomko at the tailback position. 1st and 10 for your Mustangs. Ball is again on their own 42. Ball spot on the right hash. Trips formation to the left. Single receiver Lee to the right. Gurdon, Veach, handoff. Veach on the right side. Puts his head down. Gets a few. And he is met by T.J. Marshall. Marshall says, "Welcome to the game, young man." Veach says, "I'll take the 2.
Yeah, and Marshall has been credited half a sack this year from that position there at the linebacker spot. So great coverage by him to close that gap, make sure they didn't get too much. Oh, okay, they're just calling the court out.
And that is going to be it for the first quarter. So the score at the end of 1 is Friendswood 0, Shadow Creek 20. We'll take a quick break. Be right back here on MCS Sports. We're back with Coach Koopman. We're just going to continue on that Clearbrook game. Of course, it was a little different game.
Her motto in life is always pursue your passion. Tonight, presenting the award to Sergeant Luton's
and on South Friendswood Drive. Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start. Do you like your bank? You should. Maybe it's time to learn the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Freedom Field as, oh my goodness, that Gurdon is going to be dropped for a sack, and that was 2nd down and 8. He is going to be brought down for, I'm going to say about a 10-yard loss right there, Coach. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 18, 3rd and 19 here. Appreciate y'all listening tonight. Again, I'm Kirk Lowe, joined as always by Josh Fritz. Appreciate everyone listening tonight. Wish we had some better news right now, but this is early in the ballgame. Just started the second quarter. Friendswood down 20-0. Had a chance for a score just a bit ago, called back on a holding, and now Friendswood's going backwards. Gurdon sacked that last play. Gurdon's going up top. That ball is going to be way overthrown. Intended target was Christian Lee. Had Byers in coverage, and that was not going to be caught by anybody as that ball was thrown away. It's going to bring up a punting situation now for the Mustangs. Friendswood now moving right to left on your computer screen. Shadow Creek, Coach, has had 3 possessions, 3 scores.
Yeah, there's really not a ton we've been able to do against them right now on the defensive side. They're giving their quarterback plenty of time to make those plays, plenty of time for the receivers to get out because they haven't been really short passes. The receivers are getting out there at 5 to 10 yards. 10 to 15 yards, which means they're getting time to – oh, it's almost blocked. Oh, my goodness.
He does get it away. It's going to be a fair catch at the 33-yard line. If we can go down to a Maya real quick. Maya, we're going to try to get you real fast. It's 20-0 right now. Friendswood's down. Crowd staying in it down there for you? We're going to come back to a Maya here in just a second. We got to fix our technicalities down here. And I think now, Maya, you there right now? Well, we are.
Hello.
Oh, hey, there you are, Maya. We kind of lost you for a second there. Is the crowd staying in it? It's tough right now for them, sure.
The crowd was crazy a few minutes ago. Right now, they're just focused and ready to come back.
Well, good. Yeah, I'm sure on that last one we thought was a touchdown. I bet they did explode, and that'd be nice. Right now, though, we've got an explosion from Shadow Creek. Run up the middle. That is going to be Javion Bell. And right now, this game just continues to be mostly, well, I'll say all Shadow Creek's. What Friendswood has done well was brought back by a penalty, and Shadow Creek is on the roll again. They are already in Friendswood territory. Ball is spotted on the 39-yard line of the Mustangs.
And Bell there, the 59 carries, 409 yards, and 8 touchdowns this year, averaging about 70 yards a game.
Fake drones, left side. Still on his feet. He's going to be brought down that time. Going to be about we'll give him about a 5-yard gain on that QB little sweep there. And he looks like he's brought down by Spiller that time, and Dane Roney in there as well. Again, this Friendswood defense coach has not seen an offense like this all year.
No, absolutely
and
not.
Probably won't.
And probably
until deep in the playoffs.
Right, until the rest of the way when you get 3 of their players that are in the top 15 in rushing for the district. It's a tough. You don't know sure who to take. Do you take the bail? Do you look at the quarterback?
Right.
There's a quarterback keeper designed.
Oh, incomplete and no flag.
Flag.
There's a flag. Just came in tomorrow, seemed like. That could have been later.
Well, that right there was definitely a designed bootleg.
Yes.
For Drone to get all the way out. For drones, I'm sorry, to get all the way out there and have a little crossing pattern with the receiver.
Middleton was the intended receiver that time, and they're going to say see if they call a hold of the pass interference on the Mustangs. Again, I don't know if the officials couldn't find the flag, but that came out almost close to the next play right there.
Yeah,
but regardless, it is going to be a 1st and 10 now for the Shadow Creek Sharks. Ball's on the 27-yard line of Friendswood. Trips formation to the left side. Single receiver is Masters to the right. Haynes in coverage on Masters. Handoff Bell up the middle. Makes one move, makes another. Still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down right at the 12-yard line. Look, Luke Sanchez in there and Dane Roney as well. Again, Javion Bell with some nice moves in there.
Yes, and if you drag Dane Roney a couple yards, you got some thick legs on you.
You do, and he's also coached the stopping on the dime and the nice cuts.
He does.
That's a talented young man right there for sure. It's going to be a 1st and 10 now for the Sharks. They can still pick up one more first. They're on the 13-yard line. Bell handoff up the middle. He has met that time.
Looks like Ryan Helton met him
Helton
right there
was
in
in
the
there.
zone, in the hole.
Still gets about 2.
Yeah, he sure does. Just put his head down and drive with those feet. I was actually on the field standing next to that young man, and he's definitely got some legs. The boy is thick on the legs. You can tell he does a few squats, would you say?
Oh, no, absolutely. And I tell you what, if that had really been anybody else on the defense that time, might have got a few more yards, as Helton's one of our stronger players for sure and did a good job. Got down that little squat formation and just wrapped him up, and that was just man-to-man on that play. 2 great athletes going head-to-head. That's what you got to love to see in a game like this. Trips formation to the right side. Whistle is blown at the snap. Got to imagine we're going to have a false start right here.
I believe you are correct.
There you go. They're going to move him back a few. Still 2nd down now. It'll be 2nd down and about 13 for the Sharks. Again, they can still pick up a 1st down. They can get inside to the Friendswood 3. Looks like Trip McGoey's coming in now for the tight end spot for Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek just rotates because they're just rotating guys in and out right now. Twin formation to the right side. Single receiver to the left. Bell fakes, drones, fakes to Bell. Quick shot is going to be caught. 10, 5, and touchdown to Randy Masters. He slips off 1, slips out of 2. Looks like Trey Mapp had the first shot at him, just couldn't wrap him up. Again, if you don't make that first tackle, because we've been through this before, it's going to be off to the races, and that's not a race that we're going to win right now. Score is 26, Shadow Creek 0 for the Mustangs. Extra point pending. 7:59 left here in the first half.
You know, at this point, with 8 minutes to go, Kirk, and you're down 20, soon to be 27, I would assume. What do you tell the boys? You have to get in there. You have to keep them pumped up, keep them fired up, keep them playing hard, make sure they understand that they've got to make sure they play with pride, and they just can't quit. You just can't quit. No matter what the score is, you got to keep talking to them about that, keeping their head up. It's going to be tough. It's a tough road to hoe. That was a great sit for him by the young man there to get through. That's just going to be a very tough thing for them to do, but they're going to have to stick with it. They have no other choice. They're here. They've been practicing for it all week. Just got to stick with our game plan. Now, we scored that touchdown without the hold earlier.
Yes, whole different ball game.
It changes the complexity of the game. So
and that's not taking anything away from Shadow Creek.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But look, Friendswood comes in 6-0, Coach. There's a lot of pride out there. There's no quitting these guys. I mean, they're going to go to the very end. And, it's a lot of football game left because we're not even halfway through the second quarter. It's just right now things are piling on Friendswood. You can get it back piece by piece. You just can't come back and try to make this thing up in one shot.
Absolutely.
A little bit of time. And right now for Friendswood, they've just got to find a way to put some points on the board before the first half's over.
Yeah, a little confidence booster here with 8 minutes to go. Get a little drive, nice long sustained drive. Get a little confidence booster. That would be great for the Mustangs, obviously, and
yeah, for sure.
We'll see what the coaches have dialed up here for us.
No, I mean, and this is a Friendswood team that's looking not just to compete for a district championship, but to go several rounds deep in the playoffs. And you're going to face things like this. You're going to face some adversity. That's what football is all about. There's been some easy games for Friendswood this year, earlier in the year. They've only been tested once. That was last week. Now they're in their second test. You know what? You fight all the way through this to see what happens. And the kick will be brought back right to the 25-yard line. Look at Patrick Elizondo on the return. So, again, the main thing in my mind right now, Josh, is this. Put together another sustained drive. You've had some really solid sustained drives.
Yes.
Just have come up short on the scoreboard. Put together something. Try and get, I don't care if you get 3 points. Get something on the board in the first half. And also, if you can put a sustained drive together, it also keeps that Shadow Creek offense off the field.
And I like that return by Elizondo because he didn't go out of bounds. He ran up there at the 25, put his head down, and hit somebody and said, you know what, you may take me down, but you're going to know it's me that's here. So I like the attitude that Friendswood has on that.
Hand off to Veach up the middle. He is brought down quickly. Again, our rushing, and we'll get the stat scores at halftime, but the rushing yards for Friendswood are just going to be minimal tonight. Mm-hmm. They're going to rush less, and they have. And, again, when they do, I think we picked up, I think Payless had about a 5 or 6 yarder earlier. That was the longest run of the game right now for the Mustangs. It's going to have to be the short passing game, and we've seen it been effective. You take that hold away last time. Again, we have Cooksey going for about 40. Empty backfield, Gurdon. Quick strike, Christian Lee. That's caught, and there we exactly what we're talking about. Just a quick strike, nothing to it. A couple-yard gain, and you take those.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 or 4 at a time. It's going to stay. It's going to sustain that drive. It's going to be third and about 6 here, but as long as we keep driving here with 7 minutes and the clock's running.
Yeah, exactly. 7 minutes and just under 7 right now here in the first half. 27-0 Shadow Creek. 3rd down and 6 now for the Mustangs. Veach in there in the backfield with Gurdon. Trips formation left side, single receiver up top. Lee. Gurdon rolls his right. Oh, he's got Lee. He'll hit him. Now Gurdon's going to keep it. Got a first down. Blown out of bounds. And there's a late flag.
That was way late. He was already past the wide into the Mustang players there on that side.
Well, friends are now huddling around him. Gurdon gets up, gets back on the field. Amaya, you're right down there. Could you see what happened down there on that one?
Yes, he just rolled in like a bowling ball and hit the bench. It was crazy.
So he did hit the bench?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gosh. Well, he got up okay, though, correct? Yeah, okay. Yeah, he shot out of that thing like a cannon right there, and I saw the Friendswood players trying to protect him, but he was moving. Well, it sounds like it's getting loud down there, and I like that. I hope the Friendswood crowd can get back into this thing as they're going to take that 15-yard penalty. And for Friendswood, Coach, you take everything you can get right here.
Absolutely. You got to turn everything into a positive. We'll take the positive yards on that. Glad that Luke's not hurt. And now we're midfield here with 6:39, excuse me. Chance for us to come down and maybe make a score right here of some type.
Ball is in Shadow Creek territory on their 47-yard line. And again, Friendswood has not lacked for being in Shadow Creek territory. It's just a matter of finalizing this thing. Veach handoff up the middle, and again about a yard. I mean, we go up and say, I know we're trying to keep them honest, but I mean, the reality is the reality here, Coach. And
yeah, you got that D line of Shadow Creek. Those guys, that's by far the best we've seen. By far the best, probably the best we will see all year. I don't care what playoff we go to, what team we meet in the playoffs, how far we get. Those two guys on the end, and that.
Oh, absolutely.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, 2nd down and 8 to give Veach 2 on that one. Quick pass, caught, going backwards is Cooksey. Well, he caught it about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, they're going to give him the forward progress.
And he had nowhere to go after that, as he's just trying to avoid some hits. Don't blame that young man. It's going to be a 3rd down and 3, though. But, again, I like the play call.
Absolutely.
Positive yardage, 3-4 yards a clip.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Try to get the quick reads out there. We just got to make sure they don't try to jump a route. If they do try to jump a route, maybe we give them a quick pump fake, and then we go for the ball, and we'll see what happens here.
Again, we got a great field general out there in Luke Gurdon. He's been through this before, leading the district in completion percentage. You know he's precise. Twin receivers both sides. Gurdon scrambling. He's going to be brought back for the sack. He's going to be a 2-yard loss on that. And the pressure up front that time was tremendous, Coach. They're tremendous.
He's not getting time for those longer routes to develop. And if, again, the first read's on open, he's not having time to go to the 2nd and 3rd read. So, again, I'm looking at the quick routes here. We've got 4th. And, again, we're at 4-down territory. It's 4th and 6 here at the 42-yard line. Friends are going to have to go for it with the clock running down at 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, because you take these shots right here. What do you have to lose?
At this point in the game, nothing. You just need to keep those positive, like I said, those positive things going, some positivity for the team, so they can end up kind of going a little bit at a time. And there's a timeout on the field.
Timeout for Friendswood, 4:44 left. While we have a quick timeout, I'm going to update you on the other score in the district tonight between Foster and Angleton. My phone will get me any service here. It was 7-7 in the second, and I just got a spinning football. So we're going to come back to that score as soon as we can. Again, the scenario here, 40-44 left here in the first half. Friendswood down 27-0, going for it on 4th down and 5. And if you're listening to us instead of the Astros, you're probably doing the right thing, as they're down 4-1 right now, top of the 6th. Could you have an update on that Angleton Foster score?
Yes, sir, I sure do. Looks like Angleton came back in the 2nd quarter and scored 14 points to tie that thing up 14-all versus Foster.
Wow.
Interesting.
Two teams that were picked in the top 5 teams in the district. One of them is going to be left out. Last year it was Friendswood. This year, got a lot of football left. We got 3 games left in this season. Friendswood plays a good one next week, too, in Hightower. So it does not get any easier at the homecoming game for the Mustangs. 4th and 5. Trips formation, left side. Gurdon, back to pass. Going forward all up top. Lee was held up at the line, and that ball was way overthrown, as Lee just never got any timing on that at all.
Maybe so. I thought he was so far ahead, maybe I thought a miscommunication. But, yeah, you're right. He probably didn't have a chance to really get out there, get his legs under him, get some speed under his wheels so he can get out there. So now it's, 4:39.
4:39, 27-0. Shadow Creek has scored every possession. Am I missing one? I've not seen a punt. We've not seen a punt tonight. 4 possessions, 4 scores. Because the time of possession has really been in Friendswood's favor. I mean, they've had some sustained drives. They've all just got shot down. Many of them in Shadow Creek territory. Just not good enough right now. Drones, quick strike, 40. And he's going to be brought down for a loss.
Roney says not this time.
Absolutely. That looked like number 9, Middleton. And one thing that Shadow Creek also has going for them, Coach, they have time to get passes off. Is the Friendswood defensive line as strong as they are, has just not been able to get much penetration at all tonight on this Shadow Creek offense.
And that is so uncommon for Friendswood. That's one of the strengths of the defense, is getting in there and making some noise. We're just not able to do that. That line is huge that they're having to deal with.
Oh, fake the handoff, drones, pass over the top. Ball's incomplete.
Broken
Bobbled by
up.
Brown, and Matt with a nice shot out there. Look at Matt, and Roney was behind him, trying to squeeze it into Kelvin Brown.
And Connor Haynes was there as well.
Haynes as well, absolutely. Great job of the Friendswood defense. Popped that thing loose, but they were so invested in the play. Yeah, Haynes gets a nice little shot, little shoulder shot right there on Kelvin Brown. It's going to bring him a 3rd down and 11. Haven't seen too many 3rd and longs for Shadow Creek tonight.
Absolutely
so
not. You know, if we could get us a stop here, a pick up a fumble.
Absolutely.
A turnover right here would be great for Friendswood, just in the morale of the whole thing.
you get the momentum where you can get it. Look like a quick early play, but nothing. Drones rolls around the right side.
Got some pressure.
Being chased, still being
By
chased.
Spiller.
He's going to throw that ball in the air. That ball's going to be, incomplete. Haynes had a hand on it, but we got a flag coming in late.
But great pursuit by number 8, Elliott Spiller.
Yes.
Man, he was in there the whole time trying to make a little noise there. Man, almost called that one for pick, didn't I?
You sure did. Haynes did get a hand on it.
Oh, man, that would have been great.
That was a long play to develop. Maybe it was a late hold on that. We'll see. I think I saw an ineligible receiver signal. Let's see.
Right, that's what I was going to say. When plays break down like that, the linemen just keep blocking. They end up going downfield. It's a tough play on their part. But, hey, Friendswood defense holds.
Yes.
Looks like they're going to punt for the first time with 3:45.
Well, and look, I'll tell you right now, that's huge for Friendswood.
That's a win. That is absolutely a
absolutely
win.
is.
That is a win.
Back in for the Mustangs, number 5, Connor Haynes.
All right. Looks like Connor Haynes, number 5, is back for Friendswood all the way on his 24-yard line.
3:45 again left here in the first half, and for Friendswood, that's their first stop of the game. So as you have a little momentum on defense, can it carry over? Good pressure. Kick is away. It's going to hit right inside the 30.
Takes a
Going
little
to kind of
Friendswood
roll
bounce,
around there, and it's going to be pinned right inside the 30-yard line of the Mustangs. So 3:33 left. We'll see now if the Friendswood offense can take a little bit of that momentum for Friendswood's defense just gave them. Again, I'm going to say this again. The time of possession is swayed heavily for the Mustangs right now. Hopefully we'll get the official numbers at halftime. It's just a matter of finishing. And the negative of that too, though, Coach, and we've seen this for Friendswood this year, is sometimes you just score too fast. Shadow Creek's had the ball, and it's quick strikes and scores.
Absolutely. And, on that defensive possession for Friendswood, we got pressure on the quarterback.
Yes, we
Unlike
did.
we have not done the rest of the game. Big, maybe a confidence booster for our guys.
I hope so,
But a
absolutely.
Big stop right there.
Tight right formation, twin receivers, and that's what you don't want to see. It's a penalty going against you. You finally got a little something big stop going, and now you're going to march this thing back 5.
That's the mental aspect of the game right there.
3:31 left here in the first half. Friendswood marches back 5. They will now start this possession from their own 25-yard line. And again, trying to put anything on the board here before the first half is over. Lee split out wide. Well, now McCabe and Lee are going to switch spots. McCabe out wide on the left spot. Lee single receiver on the right.
Now we still got to be careful. We're back on our end of the field here on the
Yes,
5-yard line. So we got to be careful back here on this short field for
Double tight
Shadow
formation, both of them going out. It's going to be overthrown. Christian Lee, that ball never had a chance. Garden just got rid of it so quick. Lee hadn't even made his break yet.
Yep.
Coverage on the play by 13, Colin Morrell.
3:28 left. It's now second down and 15 for the Mustangs.
And again, this is Christian's only second game of the season. Could be a little timing issue working with Garden because he hadn't been run any routes. There's that relationship with that receiver and quarterback that you have to have. So maybe that's part of the issue right here.
Lee in it tight end on the right side. Kovacevic in the left side. Handoff. Veach right side. Veach got a nice little run that time. A pick of about 6. Goes Jared Veach.
Man, if he could have broke that one tackle, there's more green grass right there.
What you see it, Coach, with teams with speed is sometimes they'll be a little less disciplined because they know they can make up for it. I'll tell you what, though, I haven't seen that from Shadow Creek. I mean, they're in the right position. And that just goes to the coaching staff. I mean, great job by Coach Butler and his staff. You could take a team with the amount of athleticism they have and coach them up correctly. That's a winning combination right there. 3rd and 9, Gurdon pressured, Gurdon dropped, sacked. Look at number 92, big Alec Bryant. He'll be doing some sacks next year in the SEC. I'm sure he won't happen against Tennessee. But regardless,
you had to
got
do that,
one
didn't
time.
you?
I did
You
have
had
to do
to
that.
go
That's
there.
right, like a ride on a Cheeto, I think. Did I use it correctly? Yes, I think I did.
Yes, sir. You
Beautiful. 4th and 14 for the Mustangs. They will have to kick this thing away. 2:20 left, and for Friendswood, that's not the offensive possession they wanted after that nice stop by their defense. They're going to give Shadow Creek great field position here. See who's back for Shadow Creek. I don't know if that's Bruno back there. We'll see here. Oh, nope, that's going to be kicked and be caught at the 40. Trying to get a little return, going backwards, but now they got some room. 40, 45, 50. Got a man in front blocking, back to the 30. Still on his feet, down to the 20-yard line. Goes Middleton. Middleton's having a nice game, both the receiver and at the punt return. Because once he broke that initial, he had a blocker. He was just rolling. Now we've got some flags in the field.
He was kind of waiting for some blockers to even get in front of him. He slowed down a little bit, had his hand kind of directing traffic. Let's see what the call is.
That's Joaquin Middleton on the return. Boy, these officials like to they like to talk a lot. I mean, they spend a lot of time sorting out their calls tonight, make sure they get these things right, but they are on the ball. Here's the call. Well,
maybe.
Here's the call. I apologize.
Personal foul. Blindside block on the return team. 15 yards.
Wow. Shadow Creek with a 15-yarder again. That is at least the second. That might be their third 15-yarder of the night. That will negate Middleton's run. Bring it back now. We'll see where they're going to officially spot this. 1:49 left here in the first half. Friendswood down 27-0. Shadow Creek will start this drive on the Friendswood 48-yard line.
And, you know, earlier, Kirk, when you mentioned that maybe they don't have to play as disciplined on the defensive end because they're so fast, when you got those three guys rushing, three guys beating our 5 or 6 up front, you can afford to be a little slacked off on the defense because they're not giving any pressure. So the linebackers can cheat up a little bit. Your corners can cheat up a little bit because there's not enough time for the long routes to go. Right. So the line of scrimmage, who controls that, is such a huge part of the game that kind of goes unnoticed.
Handoff up the middle this time is going to be brought down for a loss. That was Kelvin Brown. Like 68, Bubba Farrell was in there first, along with Ryan Helton and a host of other Mustangs. Great stop that time. And Coach for Friendswood's defense, they're just trying to build on that last series they had. Great series, best one of the game. And this one starts out right. Again, that goes back to what you just said. It all starts up front. And that was the push that time by Bubba Farrell in there at the nose. And that 3-4 set. It is now 2nd down and 11. Clock's rolling to 1:11. Drones, keeper. He's just scrambling.
All over the place.
He is still scrambling. He is still scrambling. He's going to throw it up top. Looking for a man. Now that's going to be a penalty. That is going to be. Randy Masters was just trying to get his hands up for the ball. And was that Haynes in coverage that time? Haynes had him wrapped up.
It was,
like a glue stick. Boy, he had him in there, didn't he?
Well, that's almost like an excuse me swing in baseball.
Yes.
The kid ran into Connor as Connor was trying to backpedal, and really they both fell into each other. Connor didn't have nothing he really could do except take him down. It was just kind of those, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to,
And that play was all made up by Drones, quarterback. Yes. I mean, great job that time because he was putting on a clinic back there, dancing around, avoiding tackle left and right.
While they sort this out, they're getting to tell us. I'm sorry. They waved it off.
There you go.
Huh.
So I guess we're going to go back to, there's some disagreement from the crowd on this side for sure. I guess we just have to say great coverage by Connor Haynes, but regardless, they are waving that one off.
They are. Interesting.
27-0 Shadow Creek. 59 seconds left here in the first half. Ball still at the Friendswood 49-yard line. 3rd down and 11. Big call goes Friendswood's way. Twin receivers both sides. Drones rolls to his right. That is caught by Masters. Way short of the first. He's going to give him about 3-yard gain on that
now,
to the 46.
I'm sorry, Kirk. Now, conversely here, now this drive, Friendswood D tackles have made some noise getting in the backfield, having to hurry up the quarterback of Shadow Creek. He's not getting a chance those long routes. He's having to go for the short ones. Linebackers are coming up making the plays. Kind of mirror image of what Shadow Creek defense was doing to us. Now we got a long 4th down here. They're going to punt
this thing away. Going to have Haynes going back deep in his own into the field around the 10-yard line. Looks like Ellis coming into the punting duties for the Sharks. Going to run this clock down, though. It's going to be, they're going to have to punt this thing away as that play clock can go down first. There's 12 seconds. Kicks it away just at 10. Ball's going to bounce and roll out of bounds at the 12-yard line with 4 seconds left on the clock. And Amaya, we'll see if we can get a word from Coach Koopman maybe on the way out. Do you think for the halftime here? We got 4 seconds left in the half. If we can maybe grab a word from him.
All right, I will to him.
That sounds great. We'll see if you can at least grab him over there on their way into the locker room. And obviously, you know, he's got to be a little bit down right now about the way the first half has gone. But it will be good to see, you know, if he has some thoughts about the play of the team the first half and the uphill battle they face in the second half. So we'll see what he says. We'll come back to you here just as this last play is going to run, as they're going to run one play. Looks like they're going to take a knee to let this clock run out. And they do. So the first half is in the books. It is Shadow Creek 27, Friendswood 0. Again, we'll keep it right here for a second as Amaya works her way down the goalpost. I see Coach Koopman coming your way, Amaya, so we'll see if you can grab a quick word from him. And Amaya, if you're like me and probably everyone else, you know, again, Coach Koopman is well aware it's an uphill battle. The second half, be interesting to see what he wants to do here, what he can do in the second half to get this thing turned around.
Hello. Okay. All right.
All right. You see him coming your way. I know he's talking to the officials right now, but
yes.
I see him coming. Yeah, he's gonna maybe kind of walk over there towards us. Yeah, there we go. And
hello. All right, Coach Koopman, do you have any plans to turn this game around?
We're going to go play hard. That's what we do. So, you know, maybe we'll get some breaks or whatever, that, but our job is to go out there and compete on every snap, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. That's great, Amaya. Thank you so much. And that's, as a head coach, that's all you can say. I mean, you can go in there and get this thing turned around. And look, the reality is this, 27-0 is not – I mean, this game is far from over. Friends are just going to have to piece this thing one possession at a time. Amaya, we appreciate you getting that interview, and we'll come back down to you in a little bit. Hopefully we'll see you shortly. We're going to take a quick break here on MCS Sports. We'll be back later with some halftime stats. Again, the halftime score is Friendswood down to Shadow Creek, 27-0. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
This year's dance officers are Deputy Mary Kate Bellick, Deputy Juliana Rabaritz, Sheriff Emily Vu, Marshal Bella Gumany, and Grand Marshal Kirby Jane Landry.
Once this thing loads, it's almost done. Yeah, I just have dead air. So. Okay.
Now, the power to protect your hometown bank debit cards is in your hands. Left the store without your card? Just lock it until you get it back. Shopping around the neighborhood? Set the debit card to work only where you are. Providing a debit card to your college-bound child? Receive alerts and monitor their spending. It's simple and easy, and you're in charge. Hometown Bank prides itself on bringing your hometown banking with the best technology has to offer. Consider it the best of both worlds, merging personal service with unparalleled convenience. From internet banking to personal banking, we keep our traditions alive while looking to the future. Have you heard about Pop Money?
This year's
It's
social
the easy way
officers
to
are
pay family,
President
friends,
Allison
and more.
Eaton, Vice
And you can
President
do it
Jacqueline
right from your
Rufino,
smartphone.
Secretary
You can transfer
Sadie
phones
Gilbreth,
from your account
Historian
to
Sadie
another just by
Gilbert,
using
and
their
event
email
coordinator
address
Whitley
or
Lewis.
mobile number.
This
Fees
week's Wrangler
apply.
Ed of the Week is
For more
Caroline
information,
Hebert.
go to
And Spirit Girl is Ivana
htbma.bank
Ibarra.
and sign up today.
Ladies and
You
gentlemen,
can
the
also follow us on Facebook and
Wranglerettes.
Twitter. Member FDIC.
I don't remember it all myself, I promise you. I appreciate it. You see my boy in the hallway, you smack him around a little bit.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I used to be young and in shape like you, and I'm an old fat 50.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Perfect. I mean, that's a perfect question. And you know he doesn't want to talk a lot. We can hear you. Because we've heard you all night, that was so clear. For whatever reason, when you're kind of in that other area, it's like when I hear you, it's perfect, but it's just breaking up.
When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With the unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I don't know what we do about that. That's nothing to do about it.
Good evening. For your halftime entertainment, Friendswood High School proudly presents the award-winning Mighty Mustang Band.
I mean, if there's plays going on down there,
The Friendswood High School Band is under the direction of Gregory Dick, Brett Nelson, and Julio Sanchez. The color guard is under the direction of Stephanie Chavez and Angie Puebla. The Friendswood Junior High Band directors are Thomas Langfried, Jason Abbott, and Wayne Steinke. Tonight, the band is under the field direction of drum majors Shannon McGill, Nick Pollock, Zeke Bickham, and Blake Carlisle. The guard captains are Jordan Payne, Caitlin Wiggins, and Samantha Osteen. Freshman of the Week is Logan Thurman, and the Spirit Award goes to Nalish Gupta. Marchers of the Week are Dylan Dreyfus, Sarah Bollinger, and Allison Wyrick. Section of the Week is the Mellophones, and guard member of the week is Mercy Gardner. Tonight, the Mighty Mustang Band will perform the first movement of their 2019 competition show, The Barbers. And now, the Mighty Mustang Band.
Yeah, you said right there. I'm gonna go to car real quick, get my sweater.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me, I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Colbert. Filling in for Smokey, because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. Guess the song was wrong. We did start the fire. That's why I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous or new car scented. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
MCS Sports pregame show. Right now, we're joined by the head coach of the Friendswood Mustangs. Coach, this is going to be kind of deja vu. I think last week I started the interview off with, well, big game tonight. Well, welcome back to the big game.
Yeah, big game. Yeah, 2 undefeated teams. You know, how do you know, sometimes you're going to let a big win get you down the next week. We've had three good days of practice, so I don't think our kids have done that. So.
Wow. Well, there's no doubt. Let's revisit real quick the last game. I mean, obviously a huge win for the program, one of the biggest in a while. A team that, you know, I thought Foster might have come out, I don't know, overconfidence the right word, but I feel like they thought maybe they were going to handle you guys a little bit better than they did last year.
I don't. It was a tight game last year, so I don't know why they were thinking that. But no, kids are kids, and so you know, coaches have a hard time telling kids that no, this team's going to come play you, and so maybe they had a little bit of that, maybe a little homecoming. Working on right there, but you know, we got after them early, we made them punt more in the fourth quarter. I mean, first quarter they punted all year, so I think that's when they realized it was going to be a game. And our kids answered every time. You know, every time you thought our kids had a chance to kind of, well, here we go. Man, we came down and answered both offense and defensively, so we were certainly excited about the performance.
Well, sure, and I think obviously, as you mentioned, offense and defense. Of course, I think last game goes without saying special teams.
Well, we spend a lot of time on special teams. You know, we know it's a full game effort, and so special teams are one of those things we can outperform more athletic teams in sometimes. And so we're proud of our effort, and we certainly was a big part of last week.
Sure. Well, let's talk about, of course, you know, tonight, I guess it was y'all had a marquee game in the state last week. You got a marquee game in the state tonight. All eyes, and of course, Hightower already played last night, so one of the top teams has already finished for the weekend. So this is a game all eyes are on. You know, 6-0, 6-0, 3-0, 3-0.
Good evening.
They're everything that they were cracked up to be too in the preseason.
100%. You know, we got a great game, a beautiful stadium tonight. You know, it's an awesome stadium. But no, Shadow Creek. Someone told me to describe them. I said, but best goes back to the Mark 90s. That's the kind of speed they have on the field. Right. And so they've got elite speed at every position. And so our challenge is play with ourselves. Don't worry about that. Just do the things we're supposed to do. But it's, you know, they're number 2 in the state for a reason. I think I told somebody the other day, I don't want to see the number 1 team. So, they're a good football team.
It seems like offensively, just kind of looking through stats, fairly balanced. I mean, as far as the run, the pass, I mean, yards wise.
They do. They throw the ball around. Their quarterback is big and athletic. He can throw it. They're big offensive line. No, they're the deal. And so, but our kids won't. Our kids will do a great effort.
Right. Last week, I talked about it. We talked about the running game for you guys. So it's tough to establish some teams, and Foster's one. Is that going to be similar tonight with Shadow?
Yeah, we're thinking we're throwing the ball 50 or 60 times tonight. I just, the other night, you just had a feeling that we weren't going to be successful with the call, so we decided that's not. So we protected. I know how it looked like when you don't get the time of the game, you're going to give up your side. And so, that's just I imagine the ball's going to be up quite a bit for us.
Hopefully, similar formations. Last week, just like I said, ran up front, and then just let everybody else kind of.
Yeah, they got to do, a little bit different in coverage. They'll play more two safeties on the field, but it's very similar.
Last week, leading this week, obviously. How hard was it to get these guys refocused on Monday or even Saturday morning?
Well, I'd already given them Saturday off. We just seemed tired, and I was like, last Monday I told them we're gonna have Saturday off, and so they already had the weekend off. And so, but then we had Monday. We come back Monday and had in service and stuff like came back at 4 o'clock though, and we had a great. We did. We had to break a routine a little bit also because we had PSAT testing on campus, so we did Wednesday morning practice, which the kids love. Like they were disappointed we didn't have a Wednesday morning practice. So
for coaches, that's I know.
No, yeah. So
you like that? You gotta have that routine.
The routine was broke, but I mean, we still had great practices. We're as healthy as we've ever been, and so we're pleased with the preparation we had.
All of us stay here, and of course we're expecting another big game and walk out of this one on top of the district, or like I said, regardless, you guys are still right there in the playoff hunt. That's what it's all about.
We're excited about that. That was our goal: get the playoffs and make some noise.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's Coach Robert Cooper with Friendswood Mustangs. We'll be right back here on Hometown Friendswood pregame show. Y'all good, Jacob?
Look at it. You think
every other game's been great, though.
It was bowling ball.
Oh, yeah.
And even this one's still not a bad game. It's just like more intense.
We watched the video. We just don't have much of a chance. You gotta have some breaks go your way. We just have to have it. Chris, what school you say Miles Morgan was at? He's at Baylor. Okay.
When I played volleyball, it was when the rally scored. He had to serve the score. That goes the other way. Oh, really? Yeah, the games in that forever because he had to score all on serve.
MCS Sports pregame. MCS Sports pregame show. Right now we're doing the head coach.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Jill, why didn't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Yeah, I told them this comment for a shout out. Got a few responses.
That's all right. People always want to see what a shout out.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet for your Shadow Creek Sapphires.
We have to talk about sometimes.
The Sapphires are under the direction
connects,
of Dominique Baxter and Kara Koch.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me, I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
And Nathan Gannon. Drum majors, Sabrina Thomas, Jonathan Wynn, Jehan Ozo, and Jessica South,
You may now begin your performance of Playing with Fire.
Did you know that FISD offers after-school and evening programs for children, students, and adults? After-school classes are available at all elementary and intermediate campuses. Classes like soccer, puppet making, Little Vet School, cooking for kids, Spanish, family and me dance party, marathon and 5K running programs, and many more are available. We have classes for kids as young as 3 years old. Sign up now by visiting the Community Ed website.
With 7 locations to serve you, including 2 in Friendswood at FM 528 and Bay Air Boulevard and on South Friendswood Drive, Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start. Do you like your bank? You should. Maybe it's time to learn the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank. Member FDIC.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Oh, here we go. So look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing? Is she bouncing? Look at that.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Isn't that crazy?
That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It's awesome.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Oh, man. Oh, you see the lights out here? The blue and the
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me, I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Colbert. Filling in for Smokey, because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. Guess the song was wrong.
Okay.
What
the... I don't know. We'll just try like we talked about. We'll just see if we get it. If there's
With 7 locations to serve you, including 2 in Friendswood at FM 528 and Bay Area Boulevard and on South Friendswood Drive. Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start.
I can't
Do you like
break it
growing
up.
up? You should.
Let's hear it.
Maybe it's
One
time
more
to
time.
know the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank.
Don't worry about
Member
it. We're not going to
FDIC.
interview anybody because they coach their hands, they talk to the team. So, plus, I'm going to get you back up here so you guys we can pack up and get y'all back on whatever that bus is. Are y'all out there?
Yeah, we're first in that line.
Okay. Is that a cheerleader bus or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah. So, so really, I guess towards the end, if the game's close, I'd like you to stay down.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
About halfway through the fourth quarter, that way we can pack it up.
over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
After this commercial, let's go ahead and come back, Coach. We'll
Perfect. Okay.
get some stats, get some shout-outs.
Please turn your attention.
And welcome back to Freedom Field here in Alvin, where the score is Shadow Creek 27, your Friendswood Mustangs 0. Friendswood coming back on the field now for the second half, and it has been a long, hard road so far tonight for the Mustangs. Had a couple of good defensive stands there at the end of the second quarter, but other than that, the first quarter was all Shadow Creek. A couple of quick scoring drives. Coach, let's talk about some of the stats right now. I know there's not too much positive for Friendswood, but let's see what you got there.
Well, again, we're looking at total possessions of Friendswood versus Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek has a pretty much balanced attack. We talked about it all day. They've got 126 yards rushing and 168 yards passing. Conversely, Friendswood has 140 yards passing and only 27 yards rushing on 11 attempts, only 2.5 average. And that's just not going to get it done, especially with the big front three that Shadow Creek has. Total offensive yards for Shadow Creek, 294. For Friendswood, 167. Penalties, 3 apiece. We mentioned those penalties. You said there was 3, and that's correct. At 25 yards, and Friendswood is at
Here
the
come
3
the
times
Sharks.
for 30 yards. Time of possession, you mentioned that earlier, and how it worked out for Friendswood. I almost saw it. I couldn't believe it. Time of possession, Friendswood, 11:37. Time of possession for Shadow Creek, 12:23, barely a minute difference in time of possession.
Wow.
I would have bet the farm on that would not have been even close.
Right, and I think that just goes to those last couple of drives that Shadow Creek had, where because the first quarter was just a couple of quick strikes and some scores. So, the battle of the two top teams in the district right now has come down to all Shadow Creek at the moment. But there's a whole second half left to go. Quick update: third quarter from Angleton. It is still knotted up at 14. And another big battle, of course, tonight. Again, last night, Hightower moved the first team to become 4-0 in this district, 33-7. And Texas City got their first district win of the season over Rosenberg. Terry, I want to give a shout-out to Mary Reinhardt. As always, Miss Reinhardt, love having you listen. Hopefully we can have a little bit more good news for you here in the second half. Also, Amber G, appreciate you listening as well. I know the Mustangs are ready for the second half. I know you are, and Tony Ford, as always, of course. Thank y'all so much for listening. And I tell you what, I am ready to see now how Friendswood comes out here in the second half. Unfortunately for the Mustangs, they do have to kick off. But regardless, the defense has been their shining spot here, at least towards the end of the first half. So we'll see if that can continue here in the second half.
Yeah, and the coaches went into halftime telling them they're going to get big plays. They knew that kind of coming in. Not a surprise. Explosive offense. Just play our game again. Stick with what we know and work hard. And, Friendswood is not going to quit. Absolutely. They would never do such thing. The kids have worked too hard all year for that as they take the kickoff there to number 9. Breaks free. Makes a couple tackles. Misses another one.
All the way to the 50.
Midfield to the 50.
That's Joaquin Middleton. He's had quite a night, that young man has.
And he's mad. He wanted to break that one to the house. But again, Friendswood's just got to stay the course and keep playing hard and keep fighting. That's what Coach Koopman said at halftime. No doubt that's what they'll continue to do.
So Shadow Creek will start this drive, moving right to left on your computer screen. Right at midfield is where they will get this drive started. They've had some solid field position all night. Not going to change here in the second half for sure.
Right.
Friendswood crowd still trying to stay in this thing, keeping those boys motivated. But it's again, they knew they were facing an uphill battle tonight, and so far it has gone all Shadow Creek's way. First play of the second half looked like Javion Bell. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain right up the gut for Bell.
And really, that's where most of his plays have been, right up the gut. He hasn't gone outside too often. He's going up the middle there, and you got Bell. And then we talk about our three-headed monster with Friendswood. They have Kelvin Brown, also number 3, who has 403 yards and 3 touchdowns. So both these guys are averaging about 70 yards a game.
You got that, and of course, then you got Drones at quarterback.
Absolutely.
Handoff again to Bell. Roney hits him in the backfield. It's going to be, they're going to say right at the line of scrimmage, maybe about a half-yard gain on that for Javion Bell. It's going to bring up a 3rd down now and a long 5 for the Sharks. And again, Friendswood's defense, coach, it took a little while to get warmed up, but they started playing so much better that second half of the second quarter. And so far that's continued here in the beginning of this third quarter. Again, just underway here, the second half. Friendswood down 27-0. It is all Shadow Creek so far tonight. First possession of the second half here for the Sharks. Twin receivers left side, single receiver to the right. Drones fakes the handoff. That's a pass complete across the middle. Wade brings him down. That's enough for a first down. That is C.J. Gidry on the reception. Pure one-on-one coverage. Gidry just had him beat by a step.
And he stepped right up in the pocket. That's a great play by that quarterback. He stepped up. Jones stepped up a little bit, gave himself enough time to make that pass. Hate to admit it, that was a great play by him.
Oh, no, absolutely. Kyron Jones had a great game tonight, and again, you don't know if he's going to keep it run it. He could have run that one. Here he's going to run right here. Drones up the middle. Drones 10-5 touchdown. Just as we're talking about, he shows off the arm. Next play shows off the legs. Kyron Drones in for a 15-yard touchdown run, and Shadow Creek first drive of the second half, and they are adding more distance to this score right now. This 33-0, extra point pending. Eric Landeverd comes in, the left-footed kicker for the Sharks. He's been busy tonight. Unfortunate if you're a Friendswood fan. Kick is up. Kick is good. It is 34 for Shadow Creek. Nothing for your Mustangs. Again, just underway here in the second half. 10-20 left in the third quarter. And now we'll see what Friendswood's offense can do as they come back out.
And you mentioned Drones in the game he's had. I didn't say his stats. I apologize for that. In the first half, he was 7 completions, 168 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That does not count the legwork he's done here, and especially on that play right now. And that's a quick strike with only 10-12 left here in the third. That's just – it's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow right off the start. I don't know.
And he's only a junior. I mean, Drones is coming back. We talk about all these great – super committed players, these senior class. They've got a lot of good underclass as well, including that nose tackle or the nose guard who's a sophomore. Up there. So they've got the talent is there. The talent is not going away. Now, also, this is the last year for Friendswood. Friendswood will stay 5A next year. Shadow Creek will be a 6A team in the UAL reclassification next spring. How that'll shake out, whoever knows. That one's going to go to Elizondo, and he's just going to fair catch that thing and put it at the 25-yard line.
Catch called by number 15, Patrick Elizondo.
They've been kicking to Elizondo all night, and that does continue. Amaya, if you can hear me right now, I just want to ask you a quick question since we're way up here and miles away from you. Is crowd still trying to stay in it down there for Friendswood?
For the most part, the crowd is we go. Okay, they're not.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, when you're down 34-0, but you know what? You've got these people came a long way, and, of course, you got a lot of moms and dads behind you too, Maya. So I know, obviously, they're never going to give up, and but hopefully Friends will give us something to cheer about here shortly. Again, thanks, Maya, for that. Appreciate that. 10 minutes left here in the third quarter. Friendswood down 34-0. First play of the second half. Little handoff around the left edge there to Tomko.
Second down and 7.
Got about a 4-yard gain on that. Second down and 6 now for the Mustangs. Ball is spotted just at the 28-yard line. We'll say 2nd and 7. Gurdon back to pass. Quick strike. Oh, they jumped that one. Buddy, that's what we were talking about earlier. That was going to McCabe. That was Warren Schenkel, senior linebacker. Read that one.
He sure did.
And that was the second time this game we've almost seen a pick. Again, I'm just going to call it. That would have been a pick 6.
Yeah, it would have been a pick 6. He tried to jump that route real quick, trying to maybe run it before he caught it. I don't know.
Very well could be.
Yeah.
I mean, Gurdon put some heat on that ball. And it's about a 3 or 4 yard pass, but. And I don't know Mr. Schenkel, but most linebackers don't have receiver hands, and so
that's why he's a linebacker.
That's exactly right. He'll light you up though, but
absolutely.
But I do think you're right. I think he started running before he had that ball. Oh, pressure! Gurdon.
The receiver slip.
Incomplete to Elizondo. He did slip. Gurdon having to just run for his life around that right side as he was being pressured from that right end, again by Johnson and by Bryant. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 7, and Gurdon will stay into the punting.
Punting for the Mustangs.
Got Middleton and Bruno in to return this kick. They're both spotted right about their own 40-yard line for Shadow Creek. And that's not the drive that Friendswood wanted to start the second half.
No, that doesn't build confidence when you come out there and don't really get much going on that. Hopefully we can play a little better defense, stop them here. Again, they just have such a quick strike ability. It's tough to go against that, I tell you.
Gurdon gets the kick off. Nice boot. That's going to hit at the 40. Going to take a Friendswood bounce. Still bouncing. Right at about the 22-yard line of Shadow Creek. So a nice job by Luke Gurdon with the leg. 9:21 left here. Let me just remind everyone who's listening tonight, thank y'all, of course, for listening to the melodic tunes of Josh Fritz and myself. Next Friday night, back at Winston Stadium, it is Friendswood's homecoming game. They will play the Hightower Hurricanes for their homecoming game. Hightower 4-0 right now. At the moment, the only team 4-0. Shadow Creek seems to be on their way to 4-0. Friendswood can't turn this thing around, which means they'll play 2 undefeated district teams back-to-back. Next week, though, back at the friendly confines of Winston Stadium. Handoff this time. It looks like that's going to be Kelvin Brown. Brown is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be about it.
Stop made by number 20, Luke Sanchez. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Brown's a sophomore, 5'6", 155 sophomore. He sure does run bigger than that.
Yes, he does. I would agree with you. Second down and 10 for the Sharks. Again, Sharks moving right to left on your computer screen. Well in control of this ball game, 34-0. Drones back to pass.
Stepping up.
Drones evades one, ends up running for a few. So he got out of that one first. I don't know who. That might have been Jackson Stevens. No, that was Reyes. Excuse me. Reyes got back there first. Slipped out of Reyes' tackle. Brought down by Helton, I believe. Yes, Ryan Helton got him.
8:04 on the play brings up 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6 now for the Sharks. Third down and 6 for the Sharks. Jones back to pass. Oh, he's got a little. Oh, he has some man. He's going to try to keep it on his own. Runs into Roney. Roney and Stevens bring him down, but that's going to be enough for a Shadow Creek first down. Drone does it all on his own.
That's good enough for a Shadow Creek first down.
That's just so tough to defend when you got the dual threat there. How many yards he's thrown for, how much he's rushed for as well. You just can't defend every area on the field. It's almost impossible to do that. And he's just a good ball player. That's all there is to it.
And he's got a nice offensive line there to give him plenty of time.
Absolutely.
They're creating some holes for him as well. Trips formation to the right side for Creek. Drones, handoff. No, fakes it. Across the middle. That ball's incomplete and intercepted. Oh, we got a flag on the play. Trey Mapp intercepts it.
They're going to call that on Connor Haynes.
They sure are. Yeah, Haynes draped all over. Let's see, was that Jared? That's Jared Jackson on the was the intended receiver. I think they're going to get Haynes, yes, for the hold or the PI. Mapp heads up play for the tip drill, but as he was corralling that football, Haynes looked like getting flagged right there.
That was so close. You can see the frustration on the Mustangs' face on that.
Interference on
Yeah,
the defense.
that was a very close
First
play.
down on the spot of the foul.
No, it absolutely was. Yeah, it's one of those kind of bang plays, and that time they rang up Connor on that one. Tough break for Connor because he's playing he's giving, as always, giving it all he has, and this receiving core is one of many strengths the Shadow Creek Sharks have. And Connor Haynes battling for sure. Handoff up the middle. Kelvin Brown goes for about 8.
Kelvin Brown with the ball carrier.
Just right up the gut he goes.
I don't know if they have gone outside on a design run twice all game.
You're about right.
And that is not typical of what you see at really any level of football. They have to sweep outside to use that speed. They're going right up the gut with those big linemen they've got down there on the Shadow Creek side.
Seth Downs in there at nose right now, and he's battling, but it's a tough. They're double teaming him every play.
Yep.
They do it again.
Oh,
nice
moves.
move by Kelvin Brown. 30, 20, one more cut. 10, 5, touchdown Shadow Creek. Started from the O-line. The rest was Kelvin Brown. What a shifty little man out there on that run.
Like I said, he runs way bigger than 5'5", 165. My goodness, what a run. Guys on him draping down in that O-line. I'm listening to the size. 270, 300, 260, 275, 285. 4 seniors and a junior. The smallest, quote-unquote, smallest guy is 6 feet, 260.
That's a couple of F-150s down there for sure, Coach.
Yeah. You got some big boys on that.
No, and I just watched the last play. I was watching Downs, then there at nose, and he gets double teamed, and you got 2 guys, let's say average 280 combined, doubling him. He's out of the play.
Oh,
I mean, he's all he can do is try to neutralize those 2 guys and take them out to free a linebacker up. But then you've got Brown with just some incredible open field moves right there, and that was all she wrote. It's now Shadow Creek 41, Friendswood 0. Amaya, you're right down there behind the bench. Players still trying to stay involved here as best they can, or we got some heads down over there on that bench right now.
Well, it's like a mixture of both.
Sure.
But I think overall, still in the game.
Good. I mean, that's all you can hope for right now. This team hasn't lost all season, so that first time you get in a tough game, it's a tough pill to swallow, but there's a lot more football left. This is still a good football team. And Amaya, thanks so much for that. We appreciate your report there from the sidelines, and Amaya's done a great job for us all night. And next to me is Jacob LaRue, as always. He's our go-to guy. You don't hear us without Jacob working his magic, so thank you so much for that. That's another fair catch by Patrick Elizondo. That is going to bring the ball back to the 25, and Coach Elizondo, I'm sure he's told this, they're not even going to try to return it. They're just going to take the 25 and go with it.
Take the 25 and go, try to get something positive out of it. I'm not sure if they're worried about the fumble, something like that, but they've kicked it back almost every time to the 5-yard line, and it's almost better to go ahead and get that net 20-yard gain without having to worry about trying to return it or something like that.
So first down and 10. Handoff. Oh, my goodness. Tomko takes a shot, stays on his feet, gets back to, he's going to lose a yard on that one. Tomko, great job of just taking that first
he did.
shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give a quick shout-out to my man Johnny Nemechek.
Oh, Johnny the Jet.
Yeah, who says, go Mustangs. You had Johnny in class back in the day. Great kid there. We mentioned him before in the past. Great little football player.
And I'm telling you right now, Johnny, he's living up right now because I saw his mom before the game. So he's in Hawaii.
My goodness. Johnny, can I come visit, son?
Johnny, we need to get a report from Hawaii. I'm not good on the time change.
Right.
Let's say it's, I don't know, morning there. I don't really have any idea.
I don't either. Can you hook up your old math teacher? That's what I want to know.
Absolutely. So enjoy the islands. We're going to enjoy Alvin right here. Trips formation, left side, handoff, goes to Veach in the game now. We got a flag on this one, though.
Number 37, Jared Veach.
Quick update on the score. Looks like the Foster Falcons have jumped on top of Angleton 28-14 in the third quarter.
Foster trying to get back in the win column after last week's defeat by your Friendswood Mustangs that will be offsides by the Sharks. So 5:50 left here in the third quarter. Friendswood trying to put together something, trying to get some points on the board here in this ball game, down 41-0. Second down and 6 now, as they were at 2nd and 11. Trips formation, left side, Gurdon, handoff, Veach, left side. Veach, nice run and a first down for that young man. Give him 7 on that carry, and that'll move the chains for the Mustangs right there, trying to find a little bit of positivity.
Well, Veach has got those fresh legs. Doesn't look like Pettis to come back in the game. Veach hadn't played much today, so he's got the fresh legs. Get through there, got a little first down. Good job. And again, we mentioned chunks at a time. We're looking for something here positive, trying to get a score for Friendswood to mentally get them out of the funk, I guess, and just try to get some positive yards here.
Got Elizondo, got McCabe, got Lee. Not sure is up top there. It might be Cooksey. We'll get a number on that in a second.
It is Cooksey.
Handoff left side. Tomko still on his feet. Tomko never went down. He is still on his feet inside the 50 to 42. He was bottled up, never put a knee on the ground.
What a run.
Absolutely marvelous for Joey Tomko right there.
Joey Tomko with the
We're watching the replay right now on the big screens. One of those where he gets brought down by a player. His knee goes into the player's chest. The player's on the ground, the defender, and Tomko gets an extra 7 or 8 yards on that. So Friendswood now in Shadow Creek territory. Ball is spotted on the Shark 46-yard line. Trips formation right side. Tomko trying to find some running room, and he is caught from behind. See who got him on that play. That is number 44.
With the carry, brought down from behind
Warren Shankle.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, he got about a 2-yard loss on that one. Shankle just tracked him down, and partly too though, that's Tomko just trying to find a hole and nowhere to go.
He's just trying to find some running room in there.
He's just scraping down the sideline. Eventually, Shankle catches him from behind. Trips formation left side for the Mustangs. 2nd and 12. Single receiver to our right is Elizondo. I think Veach just came back into the ball game. Gurdon, Veach. Quick pass and caught. The 5-yard gain.
That was to McCabe.
John McCabe.
McCabe with the reception.
McCabe's really had the play of the game for Friendswood earlier. Just got called back on a penalty. Had that nice pitch and catch with, I'm sorry, that was Cooksey. I'm sorry, that was Cooksey. I'm thinking McCabe. Yeah, Cooksey. And that, and I'm not saying it was the wrong call. I'm just saying that was the break. That if Friendswood had any momentum early on, they needed that play, and they did not get that one. And it's been an uphill battle ever since.
That was 1 minute to go in the first quarter.
Yes.
You never know what that one play could have done just for momentum's sake, like you say. And the mental aspect.
Well, like Amaya said, too, is, that the crowd came alive, it jumped to their feet, and then it was all brought back down. Pass from Gurdon from one hash across the field. Tough pass, and it is going to be incomplete. Looking for Elizondo on that play. So it is now a 4th down and 7. Friendswood down 41. I'm thinking you go. I mean, why? What's the difference right now? I think you go try to gain a little positivity again.
Yeah, again, if you punt this, where is it really realistically going to end up? You try to get a positive on that and see what can happen here. Quick check of score. Angleton has intercepted a pass. 2 plays later, scored against the Foster Falcons to make that game 28-21 Foster.
Nice game in Angleton. Gurdon, they are going for a 4th down. He is scrambling for his life. He is going to be brought down. Look like Byron Roberson in on the tackle. Gurdon's going to be brought down for the sack, and that is a turnover on downs for the Mustangs. 2:54 left here in the third quarter. And the Shadow Creek dominance continues.
It does. It just doesn't seem like we can really get anything going positive right here for the Mustangs at 41-0, 2:54 left in the third quarter. Kirk, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, if you have any of this coaching staff right there, they're going to say the exact same thing you just said, which is it's just one of those games when
just got to keep plugging.
Absolutely.
Keep calling the plays, keep plugging.
And look, you're 6-0, 3-0, now you're going to be 3-1 in district. You're playing for the playoffs here. I mean, next week is just as big of a game. You can't let this game affect you after tonight. You've got to say, you got to put this one away after tonight and say, look, tomorrow morning we come in, watch a little video, do some stretching, whatever, and get ready for that homecoming game versus Hightower. A Hightower team who, again, will come in as 4-0 in district.
Yeah, and really what you're looking for on Saturday morning is to be 1-0. Every Saturday morning, looking to be 1-0. That's really the goal as the season goes on.
Twin formations both sides. Handoff is going to be about we'll give him a yard or two. See which back is in bats. Javion Bell again. Back in. It's now 3rd and 6 for the Sharks.
Big number 68, Jonathan Farrell.
Big Bubba Farrell in on the tackle as you hear the public address announcer letting us know that. And again, just watching those tackles, Coach, up front, those guys are going to sleep good tonight. They're being doubled, and that's a lot of weight on those O-linemen. Quick pass out to Bell. Got one man to beat. Tries to stiff arm Roney. Nothing doing. It's going to be short of the first, maybe a yard short. Gets down right to the 45. Shadow Creek keeping their personnel on. Looks like they're going to go for it here. 4th and 1.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, ball's on the 45-yard line. It's already in Friendswood territory. See what you can do here. In at corner right now for Friendswood. Looks like we have Luke Boone in right now. Drones looking for the quarterback keeper. And he is not going to get it. Nice stop.
Drones at the quarterback.
Saw Helton, saw Roney.
By 41, Nick
and Aboud in there as well. Nice job. And Friendswood gets a huge stop right there on 4th down. Huge, not in the essence of the ball game, but huge, and just you need every positive you can find right there.
Absolutely.
Drones thought he would just sneak behind that line, and you can't argue with that call.
Absolutely. No, you can't argue with the call, them going for it right there. And you got to take a quick mention for Nick Aboud. He's had a really good season this year. He doesn't start, but he gets in often. The 6-foot junior, 180 pounds, has had 2 sacks this year. He's played great at that extra linebacker position when they bring him in.
Doubles formation for Gurdon. Gurdon handoff to Tomko, left side, trying to make a move. There you go. Finally put your head down and go. I like that run right there. It's a 5-yard gain for Joey Tomko. Gets the ball right back to midfield. Yeah, and I think Tomko, it's not rocket science right now. You're not going to outspeed this. You put your head down and get you a yard or two, which is exactly what he did right there.
Absolutely. Just get what you can get out of there. Find a hole, cut it up. We're not going to make it on the outside, and just run up the gut and see what you can get.
Ball's, again, spotted on the 50-yard line. Trips formation, right side, single receiver to the left. Handoff this time is Veach. Veach on the right side, and Veach never has a problem putting his head down. That's the first thing he does.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely one of those kids you can depend on just to sit there and run hard the whole time.
About a 2, maybe 3-yard gain on that play, and that is going to be. We got a on-the-field timeout right there. The update from the Astros game, it is over. They were down early and never able to come back, as that final score was 4-1 Yankees. And all that means, Astros fans, is you got your game tomorrow night with the Coltrane on the mound, trying to put that thing away, and of course they'll be back in the friendly confines of Minute Maid. So
3rd down and 2.
That will be fun to watch. Right now, not fun to watch. We're doing the best we can, but it's been a struggle right now. And looking for some positives right here. And for Friendswood, what will be nice to see is they can put some points on the board on this drive. They are on the Shadow Creek 47. It is 3rd down and short, 3rd and 2. Handoff on the left side. Always going to be caught from behind. A little outside pressure that time by number 38, Terrence Ellis.
Number 24,
And there's nothing Tomko could do.
He just closed that gap so fast. My goodness, that team speed is just crazy seeing how fast these guys are. Not just the receivers or the running backs or the DBs, the linebackers.
Yes.
Every aspect of Shadow Creek just has great speed on that side. And Coach Gilman mentioned that in the first game interview. He said how the team speed they've got. There's really not much you can do about team speed.
No.
Just do the best you can.
4th down, and it'll be about 4th and 6. The quarter is over. We will have one more to go. Well, I got a quick break. Again, I want to thank Jacob LaRue for producing this ball game tonight for us. Again, doing an excellent job as always. And Amaya, you first of all, let me give a shout out to Amaya. Your first game with us, and I know it's probably not the result you want to see, but are you having a little fun down there at all?
It is still fun because it's still fun hearing the enthusiasm even when we're low on the scores.
I like it, absolutely. And I tell you what, we're looking forward to having you out there next week. Homecoming, I know we're going to have even a better result next week, but you're doing a great job tonight. 4th down and 6, going to Christian Lee. That is incomplete, and Friendswood will have another turnover on 4th down. And this route continues from Shadow Creek, 41-0, just underway here in the 4th quarter. Again, the last time we updated the Angleton game, they were down 7. Is that?
They were, and then after they scored, they kicked off to Foster, and Foster on their second play hit a 70-yard touchdown pass. Now they're up 35-21 over Angleton. Speaking of big plays.
Yes, no doubt about it. Again, Foster, that'll move them to having one loss. They will be tied with Friendswood after this one. Angleton, that will be their second loss in district. So this thing is far from over. Handoff, Bell, left side, still on his feet. Give that man about 8 yards on that carry. So after tonight, it will be Shadow Creek 4-0, Hightower 4-0, Friendswood and Foster 3-1, Angleton 1-3. They'll be tied with Texas City, and Ball and Terry will both be at the bottom 0-4. And again, the games next week, the big one, of course, at Winston, Friendswood taking on the Hightower Hurricanes. Javion Bell up the middle.
Ball came out.
And that ball he got enough for a first down.
No, the ball came out. Ron Helton picked it up.
And they are going to say it is going to be Friendswood ball. Yeah, right. Helton, nice job in there. Wasn't sure at first if they recovered that or not, but Helton, Johnny on the spot.
It looks like he's going up the gut as they've done. He's been held up a little bit, and as one Mustang was holding him up, another one tried to come strip the ball, and he dropped it. He fell forward a couple yards, but the ball fell down. Ryan Helton jumped on it.
One more game. Let's show you about next week. An important game here in this district is Shadow Creek travels to Trailer to play Foster next week. So you've got the Shadow Creek Foster battle. You've got the top 4 teams playing each other next week. You can't ask for a better Friday night of football than that right there.
Yeah, that Foster Shadow Creek game is going to be a good game.
Hand off to Vitra on the right side, and he is blasted by number 23, Derek Pittman, but he does get some positive yardage. And I'm going to correct myself. The Shadow Creek Foster game is actually Thursday night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Thursday night game.
It is Thursday night game, yep.
So good. Y'all can listen to that and then come listen to us Friday night because I know you love us. 10:47 left here in the ball game. 41 for Shadow Creek, 0 for your Mustangs. Again, Friends are still looking for the first score of the game. Trips formation, right side, single receiver to the left. Handoff around the left side is going to be – now that ball came loose.
No.
That was Veach. It was Jared Veach. That ball came loose, and Shadow Creek recovers that fumble. Just when you think you're going to get some things going and maybe put some points on the board, give this crowd something to cheer about, Shadow Creek comes up with that turnover, and back we go. Shadow Creek will start this drive on the Friendswood 44-yard line. Watching the replay here. Yeah, it was just stripped out of there and recovered. I did not get the number on that, but it's a great play by the Shadow Creek defense to get that turnover. And the frustration just mounts for the Mustangs. Trips formation left side, handoff, Javion Bell trying to get outside the right. He's going to be brought down by Abel. Nice single tackle. Jackson Stevens in as well. Look at Bubba Farrell scraping down the line. Getting some action. Boys just getting tired being double teamed. He just can go left. Turn left to try to make a play. I like it.
Yeah, and when you said single tackle, it made me think, because we're thinking about the game here as a whole, there haven't been many opportunities for the Mustangs to have a single tackle on their running backs. It's always been 2 or 3 guys having to come help out. They're bouncing off, getting outside. And that's just the good size of that O-line of Shadow Creek.
9:46 and counting left here in the ball game. Friendswood down 41-0. Shadow Creek will go to 4-0 in district. Drones back to pass, caught. Oh, nice move. Still on his feet down the 20 in the 15-yard line.
Tripped up by Ryan Helton there.
Was Randy Masters. Masters just sticks his foot in the ground. Lets the Friendswood defender fly on by him. And then off to the race he goes. I'm going to say he was out of bounds at the 19, just inside the red zone. And I watched the replay against my better judgment. It didn't look any better the second time around either. Twin formation, left side, Javion Bell around the right. Bell, guy's a hard run. I know you've said that all night, and I will agree again. Elliott Spiller brings him down, but that's a 9-yard gain for Javion Bell.
Yeah, he just keeps those legs churning. Does a great job of keeping the ball secured as well. Again, like I said, I was standing next to him there in the end zone before the game. He's a good-sized kid.
No doubt about that. 9:08 and counting. See if Friendswood can find a way to keep the Sharks out of the end zone one more time. Tight end to the left side. Bell's up the middle, and there's no stopping him. Bell straight up the gut, and that is another touchdown for that young man. That's going to put 47 on the board, extra point pending.
This touchdown brought to you by South Fork.
And Coach, it goes without saying, and I know you're going to say duh here, but Shadow Creek, bottom line is this. They came in here knowing this was a big matchup, and they made a heck of a statement tonight.
They did. They made a big statement tonight in the district. I think that's going to take notice. And we mentioned this before when Friendswood was beating teams 31-0, 37-0. We talked about their mental aspect. Right now, what the Mustangs have to do is they have to mentally get prepared to finish this ball game, get on that bus. I'm sure they'll watch film. I'm sure they'll talk to the coaches. This next week of practice, like you said, next game up, next Friday night, and the goal for next Saturday morning is to just be, I said earlier, just be 1-0. Right. You can't do anything about this game later on the week. On Monday, you can do nothing about this game. You got to move on past it and end up trying to do the best you can for next week's game, preparing for next week's game, next week's opponent. It's just a mental aspect, and it's easy for me to sit here in the booth and say that. It is definitely hard to try to teach that to young men.
Yeah, you're exactly. I was going to say you're dealing with 16, 17, 18-year-old boys. I know they're men, but they're still boys, and they're young, and that mindset is tough. But, I think the easiest way to do that, Coach, is just show them the standings.
Yes.
I mean, you're in second place by one game.
Yep.
And you're playing a team that's undefeated next Friday night. You got a chance to even this whole thing up right there and put this thing at 3-1. Who knows what Foster will do with Shadow Creek next week? I mean, you could have a 4-way tie.
Absolutely.
Next week for first place. This season is not even close to being over. This is the first loss, and you can't make it so much worse.
Right.
And for the coaches, like I said, job is real simple. This game stops tonight. Done.
Absolutely.
Watch your little film, put it away, and move on. I know these Friendswood coaches will do that. They've been down this road many times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Look at last year. I mean, last year we were 5-0 going to Foster. Played Foster to a touchdown, lost. Played Shadow Creek to a touchdown, lost.
Yep.
And then you come back and get high. So, I mean, they've been down this road before, nothing new. Friendswood is going to return this kick. Looks like Tomko on the return. Tomko gets the ball down. Yeah, I'm going to say 27. Gets it actually past the 25 that time.
Number 24, Joey.
And Amaya, we got 8:40 left here in the ball game, and I think, hey, we go ahead and you come on up with us right now, but I want to make sure we get one more shout out to you and thank you so much for the job you've done today in your first game, and we're looking forward to having you with us. Just wish it would have been a little bit more exciting for you, but do you have any final words for us tonight, Amaya?
Hello.
Oh, there you go. I thought you just didn't want to say anything to us.
Oh, no. It was a great experience just to see. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, we're gonna have you back again next week, and we're gonna get some homecoming exclusives from you next week, Amaya. Is that correct?
Yes, and it's gonna be super
It will be, and again, we're going to get this thing turned around next week, and you're going to see your first Friendswood victory up close and personal. Can we go ahead and say that?
Yes.
Love it. I love it. Maya, thank you so much, and we'll see you up here shortly. 48-0 is our score. 8:02 left here in the ball game. Twin receivers to the left side. Would love to see Friendswood put some points on the board. We have a new quarterback in right now. That is Garrett Massey. In at quarterback. Got a few new receivers in as well.
Javier Briscoe, number 17, in the game on that attempt to the pass there.
Like Ehrman in at receiver as well right now. Still have Elizondo in at the other end. And, of course, Jared Veach in at tailback.
85 Cole Kelly in the game. I'm not sure if this is his first action or not.
He played a little bit earlier. I think I saw it, but his time's been limited tonight for sure.
Yeah, and it is Jack Ehrman. You are correct out there on the wide on the bottom side of the screen.
Twin formations to the left. Single receiver, Elizondo to the right. 7:48 on the clock in this ball game. Shadow Creek on top. Jared Veach around the right. Oh, he got tripped up. Looking for that first down. Doesn't pick it up, but he gets a nice little run of about 6 yards. It's going to bring up a fourth down and 4, for the Mustangs. And they will bring Gurdon back in now to punt this thing away, as they're not going to give Shadow Creek the ball.
No, that's Massey back to punt. 18. He's still in.
So you have Gurdon and Massey, both quarterbacks, can also do some kicking duties. And this is Massey's, I want to say this is his first punt of the season.
So.
Little high snap, brings it in. Little low, nice bounce kick, though. It's going to roll down to the 32-yard line of Shadow Creek, where they will start this drive with 6:58 left here in the ball game. Got a feeling we'll probably see some Shadow Creek substitutes now, as well as they are in control. Again, the score is Shadow Creek 48, Friendswood 0. Again, we'll be right back here next Friday night, Friendswood Homecoming Affair, right here on MCS Sports.
And, for me, Kirk, this is just my opinion as a observer, as a Friendswood Mustang employee, and as a coach. We're down 48-0. The starting defense is still on the field. I guarantee you, or I would be surprised if they didn't go to the coach and say, no, we want to finish this game. We've come out here. We've worked hard all season long. We want to do the best we can. We want to stay in the game. Even though the other subs may be coming, some on the offensive side, the defense wants to play. I like that. I like seeing the tenacity. I like seeing them wanting to finish it out. What they started. I love it, to be honest.
And there's a nice first – I agree with you there. Nice first play that time by, it looked like Downs and
number 40
Reyes in, and Helton as well. And on that, little shout-out to Sloan showing, go Mustangs indeed. A lot of season left for this team. There's 3 games left in the regular season, but I promise you they've got more than 3 games in their mind, Coach.
Absolutely. And they're probably going to put in some defensive subs here real quick with a couple guys here and there, but I just like the fact that they're leaving them in. They want to finish the game. I just see Noah Kester, 94 in the game. That's great to see him in some. Snap over the head.
Snap is over the head.
Ball
Is on the turn. Nick Abel. What's the flag for? Nick Abel picks it up, does the old scoop and score. But there's a flag on the field.
There's a flag on the field.
Surely to goodness that would not be on Friendswood.
Oh.
I would hate to take that touchdown away from number 41, Nick Abad, on that play.
Well, the band's going to play on anyway. I love it. They're indifferent to this.
Sideline interference on Shadow Creek.
That
is 15 yards. It'll be enforced.
So it is a touchdown for the Friendswood Mustangs by none other than Nick Abald.
Nice scoop and score by that young man. Good
Absolutely.
job.
And the penalty was a sideline infraction. That's the strength coach's job to keep those players back.
Yeah, he's
coach.
the get-back coach.
Yes, he is.
You never see that by Coach Ricardo on our sideline. He does a great job of that.
I know there's a Coach Justin Lowe at Austin Peay that does a little bit of that himself. And He'd be scolded right now.
He
by
learned
his
it
coach.
from the best. Absolutely
did. That's right. So, we know about that well. So the score is good by, again, Abel. Sweeney's kick is, it's blocked. Picked up by, oh, my goodness.
Oh, no, that's a helmet. I thought
that's
that was
a helmet. I'm sorry, Mueller was in there, not Sweeney. I apologize. Mueller caught the block. I'm going on a limb, so I don't know if he's glad he caught that one or not, Coach, because he got swallowed up by.
He lost his helmet on that one, so he may not.
Is it a swarm of sharks? A gaggle? What is the word?
A school? No, that's just regular fish, isn't it?
It's like a rat on a Cheeto. 6:11 left here in the ball game. Friendswood down 48-6 to the Shadow Creek Sharks.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, indeed. That's all we can do right now is try to just keep this thing interesting. But for Friendswood, I mean, let's be honest. You feel like finally, hey, something went our way.
Something went our way.
I was so concerned that flag was going to be against the Mustangs,
right?
Because that's just the way the night is gone for them, But they are going to mark this thing off on the kickoff. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. Let's see who's coming in now to see. Well, this is. If you're a kicker right here, Coach, don't you want to just knock this thing through the uprights?
I would absolutely just kick it as far as I could, get it out of the way. Not out of bounds, of course. But let's just kick it out of the end zone.
Or maybe, you know what, you try to go a little onside just for some fun, because what's the worst that's going to happen here? They get the ball on the 35?
They run it back for a touchdown.
That is the worst that's going to happen. Debbie Downer here next to me. Thank you.
Well, you asked.
Yeah, I did. That was
one of those guys could scoop it up on the 35 and just streak down the field.
Well, you are full of the negativity. Sweeney's kick is deep in the end zone. It is out of the end zone, and it will bring the ball back to the 25-yard line.
You asked for my analysis, and I gave you an answer.
What I get for asking. 6:11 left here in the ball game. Shadow Creek on top, 48-6. If you're a Friendswood and Astros fan, this is a double dip of negativity tonight for these boys. But again, for the good news for the Stros is they can turn this thing around tomorrow night, finish this up. For Friendswood, you got to wait a week. Got a final yet over in Angleton, or are they still playing?
It's not over yet. There was a safety by the Falcons, which makes the score 37-21 Foster. They're in less than 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
So Foster, if they do hang on, again, will be 3-1 in district, tied with the Mustangs. In at quarterback right now for the Sharks. I'll get that. We have a run
by number 40.
Oh, he did not go down. That was 40. Nice run by Ty Harris. Got him listed as an outside linebacker. You might want to update that to running back, the way that run went. Gets the ball out to the 50. Who's our quarterback in there right now? Looks like, is that Jordan Marrero? There he is. Jordan Marrero doesn't get a lot of playing time playing behind Tyrone Drones.
It looks like number 32, Ryan Parks, is in the ballgame for the Friendswood on defense. And 28, Wade Winters.
1st and 10 now for the Sharks. Ball is at the 46-yard line of Shadow Creek. High snap. Handoff up the middle. Still churning. Again, that's going to be Ty Harris. More players for Friendswood coming in. Coach, we can kind of.
Yes, number 12.
Yeah, we got Riley Cooksey. And I think I saw Austin Vavreka come in at DN, number 36.
Yes, Austin Vavreka, he sure did.
First down, again, another first down run for Mr. Ty Harris. Sophomore, again, got him listed as an outside linebacker, but he might be pretty flexible the way he's running the ball right now. Again, just under 5 minutes left here in the ball. Another high snap.
That's 3 high snaps in a row.
Harris, left side, brought down for about a 2-yard gain.
Number 40, Ty Harris, ball carriers.
And Roney's going out of the ball game. His night is done. Looks like Nick Abowd is going to get out of the ball game or not. He's just going to go get that football he got a touchdown with earlier. Make sure he hangs onto that football. Who else we got in the game?
We got number 21, Caden Wilburn, in the game, linebacker.
Now, I'm going to tell you, Shadow Creek still got a few of those guys in there that started the receivers. I see Masters down here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anticipate any ball in the air, but we shall see. Second down and 8. Shadow Creek on top 48-6 here at Freedom Field.
Another high snap. Good takedown.
Yeah, the snatch, that's 4 in a row.
By Wilburn, 21. And while we got a second, I got to give a quick shout-out to our man, John Merritt. He is our statistician extraordinaire. He creates our game boards for us.
Yes.
He actually did one this week for the Shadow Creek offense and defense. They're nice and color-coded. It honestly looks like what you get if you were working for Texas A&M, Tennessee, Alabama, whatever. So thank you, John, so much.
Thank you, absolutely. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, great job getting these stats to us. We appreciate it, sir.
If not, we would just be making them up. So, no, we appreciate the factuality there. Harris again, busting up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down by a couple. We're getting about 2 yards on that carry.
Looks like 39 Christian Sandoval also in the game.
And I imagine Shadow Creek's just going to go for it here. In control, get a couple yards, let some clock run. Well, they're going to bring in a new unit, so maybe we'll see a punt, and we are. They can probably let this thing go down. There's 20 seconds left on the play clock, 3:04 left here on the big board. And again, just a shout out too of the Alvin ISD and the stadium here and the hospitality we've had tonight. Phenomenal facilities. This is a place, if you've not been here, you need to get a chance to come here. If nothing else, please Google Freedom Field. You will be impressed at what the facilities are like here in Alvin.
Yeah, it's a great facility. We've been treated well up here. They gave us some food, fed us, and got stuff to drink so we can do our job. Again, this stadium is a 10,280-seat stadium. It's got artificial turf, 2-story press box, open concourse. It is a really nice place to watch football.
Would be more than happy to come back here anytime they'll have us. Shadow Creek takes the penalty, delay a game to back it up 5. Nice kick. Oh, that hit a Friendswood player, I'm afraid. That's going to be Shadow Creek football. Well, let's see what the final call is there. It hit the return man for Friendswood, or maybe one of the upbacks, and Shadow Creek recovers.
Well, that's just probably inexperience. That kid probably, I don't know who it hit, but he probably hadn't been in much on that situation since they're kind of clearing the benches, so to speak. I mean, it's just inexperience not getting a chance to do it. So
Shadow Creek will take over on the Friendswood 12-yard line, and that's, I mean, all you can say is you just shrug your shoulders. That's just the night has been.
Yep.
Right there. And again, I'm just going to say, go without saying, but Shadow Creek, looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in the playoffs. For Friends, we're looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in the playoffs. But Shadow Creek is right now just a reality. It's just another level right now, Coach, than Friendswood is this moment.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness. Who lit Harris up?
That is Ryan Parks, number 32.
You know, he's had a few of those this year, Coach. When he comes in, it's almost like he's just waiting to explode on somebody.
Yeah, he's also on the basketball team. He played every sport you could think of in junior high. Ryan Parks, he's just an athlete. He's one of those kids, just an athletic kid. Works hard, and he really pushed him outside. Number 9, Grayson Merritt's in the game. Kind of gave that little push on the D inside to push the boy outside to give.
He fed him. He fed Parks, and Parks ate him up.
Absolutely, good job there.
Nice job. 2nd down and 10 now. We're seeing high snaps galore. It's going to be a quarterback keeper around the left side. It's going to be brought down at the 10, tripped up by Riley Cooksey. Again, the quarterback in there now for Shadow Creek is Jordan Marrero. 1:35 left here in this ball game. Shadow Creek will roll, of course, to 4-0 in district, tied on top with the Hightower Hurricanes. Friendswood drops to 3-1 in a tie with Foster as they are in control. Angleton scores 44-21.
Unless you are an Alvin Independent School District.
3rd down and 7 for the Sharks. They got a lot of second teamers in there, Coach. They want to score. Harris on the handoff up the middle. He's tripped up. Short of a first down by about a yard. They're going to give it to him to 5.
Ty Harris, ball carrier.
And it's going to be a 4. Well, I'm going to say to the 6. 4th and 2. Shadow Creek. Coach Butler, what's he going to do here? Play clock's at 23. Game clock's at 40.
Is he going to field goal?
I think it is, just to get a chance. I can't imagine, this is just me speculating here, that they've had a lot of chances for field goals this year. I mean, I'm just going to be throwing out. Foster was in that same boat last week, and we saw how that turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're using just some – because it's so hard in any practice you have. It is so hard to replicate game time speed and game time situation. I don't care what sport it is, be it basketball or football or whatever. It's just so hard to replicate that game time action.
Well, Landa Verde for Shadow Creek, he's got plenty of kick opportunities. He had extra points galore tonight, unfortunately. But get a chance for field goal because, again, you're going to face a team down the road, Shadow Creek is, where this is going to be a critical play. So get that young man the rest, and they gave the delay of game to back him up 5 more yards, put a little pressure more on him here. That ball will be spotted at the 19. Got a 29-yard attempt for this young man. Snap is back. Ball is down. Kick is up, and it is squeezed through the uprights, but it is good. Puts the score now, which I imagine, well, that is. The clock ran out, and that is it. The final score here from Freedom Field with that last field goal by Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek 51. Friendswood Mustangs 6. The 6 came on a Nick Aboud fumble recovery, scoop, and score. The highlight of the evening, that goes without saying, for your Friendswood Mustangs. And Friendswood, like we talked about all second half, put this one away. Go home, regroup, get ready for Hightower because you got a 4-0 team coming into homecoming. Not your typical homecoming opponent.
No, not your typical homecoming opponent. Usually in colleges and stuff, they have a cream puff or two for your homecoming game. So
right.
You win. But, we mentioned earlier, they'll get on the bus, they'll pack up their stuff, they'll come in tomorrow, they'll watch film, and they have to wipe it away. Just be done with it. There's nothing you can do about it now. Got to move on. Got a huge game next week. Again, we're still in for district. We got to make sure we take care of business over the next 4 games to see if we're getting up in the playoffs. It's just easier said than done, but we got to make sure we do that mentally, and I'm sure the coaches know that. We know that. They know what they're doing. They're going to work with these guys, make sure they know how to just wipe this game away. The best they can for next week. And again, as I said it about 4 or 5 times, I feel like I've said it all now, but on Saturday, 1-0 next week, just every single week. Quick shout out to Sloan Show, and I'm sorry I wanted to say that to Sloan. Sloan, thank you for listening so much. And all those who listened up tonight, we thank you for that.
Yes.
And hopefully enjoy the show, and we'll definitely be back next Friday night. You call it the friendly confines of Henry Winston Stadium.
That's right. And again, we'll update that Thursday night score. Another big game, Foster versus this Shadow Creek team. And if we see any team better than Shadow Creek this year, we're in the state finals. The
right,
Foster Falcons do defeat Angleton tonight 44-21. Friendswood was currently sitting second place in district at 3-1 for Jacob Amaya and Josh Fritz. I'm Kirk Lowe. You guys have a great weekend. Go Astros. We'll see you next Friday.